And then you see him in person.
Yeah,
like,
and then I see him in person.
Tall.
I'm like, shit, man, you tall as fuck.
Right?
You built like a goddamn luxury fridge.
I'm gonna tell him you said that.
Go ahead. He knows. He knows how I feel about it.
This is true.
He knows I'm a little moist.
A little moist. From Massachusetts. From
Mhm.
Moist Tana.
I'm like a Betty Crocker
Wait.
cake, baby.
Damn, now I want cake.
Bake it.
God, she is such an end cap person. It's always on the end caps.
Yeah.
Always on the end caps.
One more piece for my pump. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, Brian said he'll be a little bit late. He'll pop in.
All right.
He's been working on a bunch of different projects.
That's a new way of saying sleeping, right?
In that case, I haven't worked on a project in years.
No, Bass has let us sleep in once or twice in the last 2 months. Once or twice.
You're kidding.
That's when you hit him with a little heroin.
Whoa.
I don't think that's
I don't
no.
think that's,
No.
yeah, no.
Hey, man, don't you shame my culture. If we want to give our kids opium for them to sleep, that's on us. That's not about you.
We just give our kids nap time. You know, you look at your toddler and say, "Hey, does this smell like nap time?"
No, it smells like dookie.
No, it smells like chloroform.
Smells like I shit myself.
You're like 2.
Well, he does that a lot.
Well, yeah, he's a baby. He's supposed to be shitting himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does that a lot. I blame Vince.
Yeah, it's definitely my fault that your kid
Totally
is pooping
your
himself.
Exactly. I'm
I
glad you
summon
agree.
it. Every time I think about you guys, and like, you know, it'd be fun for them if they have to change a diaper right now. And I use my powers just to be like, Seabass,
Oh, I
empty your
knew
guts.
you thought about us. I knew you thought about us so much.
Constantly. I always wish the best for you guys. You're
Constantly.
homies.
Yeah.
I feel like you're mocking me and I don't appreciate it.
No. He poops a lot. So
Oh, yeah. Well, not only does he poop, he always sounds like he's
like squirting out a lotion bottle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's, well, I guess his diet's mostly liquid, right? So his poop wouldn't be solid. I don't know how that works. I'm just assuming.
Liquid. Good Lord, all he eats is mama's milk.
Yeah, it is very
Mama's
liquid.
milk.
Yes. All right, I'm muting myself.
Why? We're gonna have the pre-game conversations.
Yes, love the pre-game conversations, but y'all don't need to hear my pump.
Your insulin pump?
No.
If you guys don't know, Callista's very shy about her diabetes.
I don't have diabetes. I didn't even have gestational diabetes.
Hey, I don't even know what you ate. I just know you got diabetes. You should lay off the sugar.
No, I don't know if that's
Digestion,
physically possible. I don't know if that's physically possible. Laying off the sugar? Oof. What would I eat?
Jason.
Children?
Oh, Jason. Yum, 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 yum.
I do that as often as I can.
Oh, boy. Good for you, Jason.
Okay. Brandon says Discord is updating. Oh shoot! It looks like Chez's Discord is updating as well.
Nah, Chez is just a wiener.
Oh, he says nope. I'm good.
Is he in the call? Did he hear me call him a wiener?
I'm on the stream.
Oh no, he's on the stream. No, he knows.
Looks like Gatharn is. They're both backstage.
Oh, waiting in the backstage.
It does not sound like robots are having sex. Oh my gosh.
It does sound a little like you bring it up. Like two squeaky robots that need WD-4. Some KY.
No, it doesn't.
Like
Brandon.
KY.
It's not. All right, I'm putting it down lower so that maybe you guys won't be able to hear it as much.
No, pump away.
Well, yeah, I'm still pumping. I'm just moving the pump.
Let the world know that
Can you hear it
D&D is
less?
a game for mothers.
D&D is a game for mothers. Just because I had a baby does not mean I can't play.
Yes. But you should keep your dice in a secure location so your child don't eat it or shove it up his nose, because children just like to kill themselves in all
Oh my
sort of
gosh,
creative
especially
ways.
some of my tiny little dice, because I have a bunch of tiny little dice. I would not want those shoved up orifices. Any orifice. But he's asleep, and I need...
Ooh, you want to go into the business venture with me?
Why?
We make
Doing
butt
what?
plugs in the shape of D8s.
That could work.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah. What would we make them out of?
What would we make them out of?
Silicone. Brandon
Legos.
says silicone.
No, just Legos.
Legos sound... Oh, make them out of actual D8s. So like D8s covered in resin. I don't know how good resin is for insertion though.
Okay. If they buy it, it's on them, right? We put a little disclaimer there, like, hey, if you use this product, it's on you.
I don't.
Oh, I guess you.
Yeah, and on that note. And on that note, good lord.
In there.
I'm not weird.
Don't need a spit. You don't need to do nothing. No lube. Just go and dry.
If you guys haven't figured out, this is definitely an adult channel. Not only are we drinking beer, but giving birth to Wookiees. And Omni, where the heck are you?
Oh, hey guys.
Oh, there's a bed. Hey, that's not.
Yeah,
That's not your bus. Hey,
it's
I
not
see
the
a
bus.
keyboard. I see a headboard. I mean, are you filming porn today?
did you move?
He's in a brothel.
He's in a
Oh, he's trying to
brothel,
get into the
yeah.
mindset. He's going to set the tones for a porn film. Just a lot of tones. Just a lot of
The
funky
continuous
vibes.
asking of questions is to prevent you from answering them.
Look, he even's got the porn
Oh,
beard now.
did you want to actually shut
No,
the
we
heck
just
up
wanna
and
see
listen
your
and hear my
Little
response? maybe?
dimples.
Yeah, you're so sexy, dude. You're so hot for what? No goddamn
You
reason.
throw me
You're not
off.
even using it.
With the flattery.
Like you're just
and, like,
continuously single, and you're not even using the hotness. Like, what a waste.
I know, right?
Like, if I was that hot, dude, I'd be
I
knee deep
need-
in just everything. Everybody.
Hey,
Universal.
is your girlfriend?
I don't
watching
think
this
it's
stream
me.
right
If you go to the auto store, you'll see Vince. It'll be Universal
Vince.
Fit.
now? It's me for Vince because it's just the tip, so it's like
Oh,
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's all you need, baby.
I'm actually in Maui right now. I'm visiting my sister, which is why I was late because on the calendar it said daylight savings time, but that's tonight. I thought it was
For you guys.
No.
Yeah.
No, Hawaii.
makes
doesn't-
sense.
It's already happened.
Yeah, it
it's
already happened.
buddy.
It's 2 a.m. Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
Which was
It's not Sunday night.
12:10 It's 12:10 p.m. here.
Yeah.
it
yeah,
is
it's
not.
2 a.m.
12:10?
Sunday morning, which would
Wait, so
everyone
they went
considers
from
a Saturday
2
night.
I thought we sprung forward, so that would make it 3 because they're 2 hours behind. So
Right.
I reversed that calculation, and
You
I
did the
thought that we were going to
fallback.
be coming.
You
I
did
thought we were
fall
coming on
back.
in an hour, and I was like, all right, we got time for breakfast. So don't mind me, but my sister made some bomb bacon and
Yummy.
eggs and sourdough
What? No
bread.
spam and
What time is it
rice?
over there, Chess?
Yeah, you're in Maui. You know, no spam.
9/11.
9/11. Oh, that's
Triggered.
not. That's not good.
Triggered. Oh, 9/11. No.
Wow.
Oh, you
Um,
guys just
I'll be
straight
sure
up-
to mute myself so you guys can't hear my chewing. Sorry.
No,
Well,
give me the.
you know,
We want to
come on,
hear you
mouth back.
masticate. Let's
It's
hear
not so
you
much the
masticate.
chewing.
It's a
It's like the
mukbang.
Kind of stream,
enjoyment of
Brandon.
it.
It's not that kind of stream.
It's the enjoyment of it. It's the
Well, with the hand gestures and the noise, let's all just call it a day.
Shit. I die to be that food right now.
How have you guys been? Wow.
I know
I
it's
feel
been
like
a
I
week.
haven't seen you in a long time. Yeah.
It's been like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Oh, how'd your shoot go? That corporate shoot.
Really well. Really
Yeah.
well. It was a lot of fun. It was
Yay.
for a theater and a dance company. And it hurt a lot. I didn't realize that it was going to be like a 26-minute show, and I had to film a couple of the run-throughs like as one takes. So I was just like crouching, doing the ninja walk with my gimbal. My back was a wreck for like 4 days. Physical therapy came
yeah.
through. It was nice.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But they were happy with this stuff, and so sent an invoice, waiting for payment.
Yay.
Yay, payment.
I know, right? That way I can afford to buy food in Maui. Otherwise, it's so stinking expensive.
Oh, I bet.
Even
In
Seattle-
Maui? Oh, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
going through a drought.
Don't they
They
have a
also have
Walmart?
supply issues on kind of the
Mhm.
Jones Act. Yeah.
Dude, you
that's-
know what's going on right now.
It's the reason why I didn't go to Hawaii, because I'm not selfish.
You know what?
Freaking Howley. You fucking
call me
Howley.
as selfish as I want, but I got
You
to hold
fucking
my
Howley.
youngest nephew for the first time, and it was great. I picked him up and I put him on my hip, and I looked at him, and he looks up at me.
At least you're
Like-
just visiting
then
family.
he
You're not there like
bitch slaps you,
on a
huh?
resort or anything like
Oh
that.
no! I'm
Yeah.
just staying.
He just immediately say, "What the fuck finger say to the face?" Pah! Fuck you,
No,
uncle.
he's in the face grabbing mode right now. So he just like latches on with his nails and just like pulling your skin. But he did the cutest thing. First time holding him, he
How
looks
old
up
is
at
he?
me, 8 months, and he just goes, and he just like nuzzled his head on my chest. I was like,
Aw.
I want one.
No, you don't. No.
I do
no.
because I physically
They're a
don't
lot
have
of
to
work.
endure the creation of it.
They're a
Well,
lot of
at
work.
least just the first part.
Theoretically, for Ches.
Yeah, theoretically.
In theory, this is all in theory.
Okay, yes. you
He's
want
more
one
of a
because they're amazing.
mitosis. He's more of a mitosis meiosis kind of
Yeah, Ches is all about that immaculate
cellular
conception.
division, self-cellular division. We're gonna
He's
see
gonna-
him on camera one of these times. He's gonna have a pinky growing in a cup.
Ches is gonna be the primo donna,
I thought I got that out.
primo
of my-
Madonna.
Didn't realize that was still on camera.
What, your keyboard?
No, the pinky.
No, the pinky growing in a cup.
Oh, I was
That's
mostly kidding about that.
that's
But
off
good to
camera
know.
left.
All right, yeah. Oh shit. It
Uh-oh.
sounds
Are
like
we just
Storm
buying time
cloud.
for Brian?
storming.
I hear storm clouds forming behind Defiant
Totally.
Jewel. They sound like
Why?
lightning strikes.
Yep.
Yeah. That was the other thing he did after holding him for a little bit. He
Start
got
crying.
This little smirk on, no, he got the smirk on his face, and then I heard.
Oh,
I was like,
like a lotion bottle emptying.
"Here you go, mom."
Yeah, here you go. It's been great. It's been a great.
Or
5
like the
minutes.
frozen
I'm glad.
yogurt machine on the last of its life.
Oh, now I want frozen yogurt.
God damn it, Jen! Stop.
Is there even froyo out where you live? Or you
yeah.
guys got to milk a cow and then figure it out?
We let the
Oh,
cow
they gotta
freeze
figure-
and then we milk it.
Yeah.
Rough.
We let it brow. We let it freeze and then we milk it. We milk the cow. We milk the cow. Hey Jen, when you were over at the academy doing your research,
Yeah.
where did we finish off with you over there? Refresh my
I
memory.
think I was walking. I was up. My hour was up, and then we cut away.
That's right. Okay, because you had completed your research and you were about to leave.
I feel
Gotcha.
like, yeah. And then you said, "Oh, there's something interesting that's going to happen with you," and I'm like,
Because I know
"Well,
Gatharn
fuck, this is where I
and
die."
Kath had wrapped up their little
Yeah.
venture at the cartography shop.
I wish I could
And I
just
was
sex
going to
somebody
s-
down and learn patient defense. Yeah, practicing. Sure. Yeah, bud.
Hey, it's establishing freaking something for later.
Yeah. When you got your tongue in her butt.
Whoa.
Whoa, that happened
Hey.
fast.
Guess what? You eat ass, you learn martial arts.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
Get
Gathar
some
knows a
uncanny
couple.
dodge in there. Nope.
Yeah, Gathar knows a couple people in real life that can attest to that.
Vince,
I mean, it's the way of life.
what's your
You
martial
think
arts
Bruce Lee
choice?
became a great martial artist because he practiced all day long?
He ate ass.
He ate ass. Master Ip's ass.
It's a different kind of practicing.
I can't wait till Ip Man 12 comes out.
Cool,
The
cool,
ass
Well, they'll
reckoning.
teach you the way of the analingus.
Ip Man 12 is out.
Analingus, enter the fist. Gatharn was gonna go freaking sell the hammer now.
Oh,
So I was on
yeah,
my way
that's
to
right.
the blacksmithy, whatnot, to
And you're in
hawk this thing.
You're in the
I'm still near the compass or the point
right, but
southwest.
but you're still in the
whatever.
Restless Wharf area, right?
I think so. I don't remember wherever the cartography shop was.
Which I think that's where it was located.
It was either that or like the shopping district. I don't recall.
Which would be probably the open quay, because the
That's where I was.
you're in the open quay. The everybody else was at the skew, and everybody else is at the old Kiss, right? That's where DJ and Jesus Christ, what the hell's Brian's character's name?
Goldfinger.
Grimholt.
Grimholt.
Hammercock. Luckbeard.
Grimholt Hammercock Luckbeard.
Something like that. It's not Hammercock. It's like Hammerhead,
Well,
Hammerholt.
except now I want it to be Hammercock because that sounds fucking cool. Oh, there's Bass.
It's Hammerhand.
Hammerhand. I prefer Hammercock. It just sounds cooler.
Now, after you get hammer-handed, you get hammer-cocked.
You get cocked. You get cocked. You get cocked. So we're going to go ahead and recap because I know Brian's going to be running a little bit late. Just fine. But Omni, are you still remote headset or?
Moan twice if you are.
We'll wait for Omni to get back because I don't know if his headset's on and I don't want to have to recap twice. Seeing as how there's nothing in his ears, I'm pretty sure he cannot hear us.
Boob.
There he is. So, where we last left off, the team had finally made it to Nicodranus after rescuing Defiant Jewel and Grimholt from the ruins of the two smaller fleets that seemed to have initiated a battle with each other, and then the battle was interfered by a ship called the Leviathan that not only destroyed both of the small fleets, but left a bit of a little trauma behind, and only Defiant and Grimholt were aware and had been able to give additional information in regards to the Leviathan. That was creepy as fuck. Thank you, Omni. It was like he had his own gimp in the room.
My nephew knocks on the door. He's like, "Can I come in?" I'm like, "Sure. What do you want?" He's like, "I'm Spider-Man." This is what you have to look forward to.
Yeah, I know. I've already
you know.
seen it 4 times.
Yeah.
My eldest son used to run around naked with a stormtrooper helmet on when he was 5.
As one does.
As one
Can't
does.
wait to embarrass him with
I
that
think
story when
Brandon
he's in
did that
middle
last
school.
week, but we don't talk about that. So with that, you
What
guys had
happens on the
finally
compound stays on the compound. Okay.
you had finally made it to the port of Nicodranus to find out that it seems as though Thorvald's plan is in full flight. The entire Restless Wharf is mostly devoid of ships. There was the burnt remains of Raylene's ship, including her corpse, hanging from the yardarm. as it seems that the battle between Thorvald's revolt and trying to bring the guilds to a grinding halt, trying to bring trade to a grinding halt, seems to be taking effect because Nicodranus is dark, dreary, miserable, and very much under the thumb of the current ruling Zehefe Ulada, or the current ruling Zehefe, Gregor. But the team still managed to make their way into port, anchor the ship or dock the ship, and then begin to make their way into the city. Defiant, Omni, and Grimholt making looking for a local tavern to either learn information or possibly seek out information on where to go within the city itself, are currently at the Old Kiss. Jin making his way over to the Marble Halls and doing some extensive research on the Leviathan and other information. Gatharn and Keth had gone to Point South, I believe. The cartography that had a somewhat relationship with the other one within the Revels. The one thing, though, that Gatharn and Keth noticed is that it would seem that the individual running this particular location is currently harboring Thorvald's men and women who do not want to be involved in all of this and are currently in hiding. So clearly there's another narrative of subterfuge and confusion going on here, as it seems Nicodranus, for all intents and purposes, appears to be in financial distress, trade distress, and a great deal of other concerns are playing out here as well. However, I believe where we last left off, DJ, Omni, and Grimholt at the inn, Gatharn and Keth attempting to find a place to sell Thorvald's hammer, and it was Jin who was in the process of leaving the Marble Halls. And Jin, as you begin to leave the Marble Halls, go ahead and give me a perception check, please.
Oh, because I'm famously great at perception. Yeah.
Fair point.
Just
6.
6?
Yep.
Okay. As you leave the Marble Halls, where would you like to go next, Jin?
We didn't discuss where we were gonna go after, right?
Not really. I mean, because you just concluded your research.
Is there anybody walking by right now?
The streets are surprisingly lacking, and I believe you are currently in the Opal Archway. Looking around, the streets are pretty vacant. There's only maybe the occasional cobalt soul acolyte or administrative kind of bureaucratic person coming and going. There's not a whole lot of people out on the streets right now.
This is when I wish I had sending.
That'll be $15,000 per ring. So we're working on it. All right.
I mean, I have $15,000.
What are these bucks that you speak of?
They're like kind of deer, but they have antlers on them. So like if you send 15,000 of them, it's equivalent to a gold coin, give or take, depending on which currency you're using. You know, if you're using the Onoan dinar, then it's like about a gold dinar per buck. But if you use like the Marquesian Cune, it's about 2 Cunes make a buck.
If you want really awesome gear in game, you should just, PayPal.
Jin should start. Jin should start up an ASMR currency channel where all he does is drone on about currency. The whole world will fall asleep.
Yeah, about the economic perils of investing in a.
He does have the voice.
Hey, is anybody interested in buying a ruble? I'll give you a great deal on it.
Dude, if you think that's bad, you should see what the
200
conversion
for
rate on a black market currency is.
Oh, that's
We
why
have- we
Brian
have a
isn't
bunch
here.
of
He got
that.
captured by the Ukrainians.
What black market currency, Omni?
The stuff that we found in Thorvold's ship that you were like, you have 120 of these.
Oh yeah,
And then and it's like nobody knows what they are. So we're just like holding on to them, hoping for some later game stuff to happen. Be like, aha!
So Jen, you're standing out in front of the Marble Hall. You're in the kind of like administrative district of Nicodranus. You can see all the different administrative buildings. There's a few other unmarked buildings nearby. Most of the people in the streets are either Nicodranus Crown's Guard or Council Guard or people coming back and forth within the administrative services of the different buildings.
Is there like a city hall type of deal around?
There's an administrative building nearby. You can see where it just says Council Ward on an above doorway.
I'll walk in there.
Okay. As you get inside, there is a series of benches to your left filled with people of maybe noble status or mercantile status. They're holding parchments, books. They seem to be just waiting in nervous anticipation. You watch as a steward comes out and says, Marcus, he'll see you now. And you watch as an individual stands up and goes with the steward. The two of them disappear through a doorway.
Oh, fuck
This
this.
seems
is
to be
fantasy
like
D&D.
this seems like a reception area where maybe these folks are waiting to kind of like discuss their administrative concerns.
This is literally my worst nightmare. This is hell on earth. I've been there and back.
Congratulations.
Oh, fuck no. I walk and I
It's the
slap
post
the door.
office.
Is there a take a number?
It's the post office in D&D.
There's like a very bored, sleepy
47.
pixie who like draws a number on a piece of parchment for you when you tug on its wing.
Do we gotta ask consent before you tug?
I was gonna say that's so messed up. Why would you tug on its way?
I don't know why the fuck didn't we have a plan to meet up somewhere. I'm just gonna head back to the ship. Fuck this. Captain's useless. He doesn't set out any information. Like, hey man, after you're done with your duties, meet us here. We're all gonna go back
After
to the
you're
ship.
done with your duty.
Fuming about the captain. Everybody who just sees me walk
Catharn,
by, I'm just saying under my breath, like, God damn.
Gatharn, go ahead and give me an investigation check as you and Keth are attempting to locate a place that you might be able to sell the hammer. And then DJ and Omni, go ahead and give me perception checks as you're continuing to linger in the old Kiss Inn.
Jin walks by the door of the old Kiss Inn.
Goddamn Captain Perkins. Useless. Only lieutenant.
Let's see. That is investigation. Do. 15 plus. Work, mouse, work. Fucking mouse.
Fucking mouse.
I got a 12.
Fucking mouse.
Okay.
Do. Let's see.
That may be the longest calculation I've ever seen Gatharn take.
He's not even a paladin.
Well, it's because freaking my D&D Beyond crashed and I had to like freaking refresh. Investigation 17.
17. There is a small blacksmithy on the opposite side of the current road that you and DJ are on. It is
Not
called.
me.
It is called. Or I'm sorry, you and Keth are on. It is called the Dwarven Furnace. You can see that the front doors into the forge area are open. That the forge is currently not lit. There's a very large, burly dwarf fast asleep on a couple crates, and there's maybe 5 or 6 empty tankards of ale that are just kind of on the sides and tipped over, and they're snoring quite heavily.
I look around and I'm going to do my magic thingy. Magic awareness.
How far does that go out to?
60 feet.
60 feet. Nothing on your radar that you notice.
Okay, so nothing. So what I can see inside, like basically the forge inside the shop. Do they have like a shop, or is it mainly like straight up, like just a forge?
It feels like a forge with a lot of weaponry piled up, or leaning on weapon racks, or piled up in corners. There's a heavy surplus of equipment here.
Okay. What about cannon shot and stuff like that?
That is stacked up in the outside pen. And once again, just piles and piles of anything related to cannon shot. You can even see ball and chain, small, medium, large size cannon shot. It's all just haphazardly stacked. It's almost as if this guy is just swimming in product.
Okay. And how many do I just see? One dwarf?
Yeah, just the single dwarf passed out on a bunch of crates, snoring heavily.
I'm gonna go right up to his ear. Oi!
Give me intimidation with advantage.
That will be a 4.
A single eye pops open, and in very drunken dwarvish, "Hey, what do you want, goblin?"
I don't speak dwarvish.
That's what you hear, dwarvish tongue.
No, that's what I tell him. I don't speak dwarvish.
And then he switches to common. "The fuck do you want, goblin?"
Trade.
Trade. He gets up and looks at you, bleary-eyed. His breath just reeks of stale beer that's probably should not have been drunk. He barely can focus in on you, and he goes, "I take it back. You're not a goblin. You're not a goblin at all. You're a bit more like a kobold. Anyways, trade for what? I'm swimming in shite. I haven't sold anything in weeks. What could..."
I lay down the hammer in front of him.
Aye, that's a big hammer for such a wee person.
That's why I want to trade it.
What do you want to trade it for?
I point over to all like the artillery.
For what? Cannon shot. Aye, I guess I could trade it for you for that. I tell you what I'll do. I'll give you 2 days supply worth of cannon shot if that's what you want.
I look at Kath.
She shrugs her shoulders. The fuck do I know about cannons? I know they're loud and they kill things.
All right.
But then
So
she says it out loud on purpose and then like leans into your ear. I'm pretty sure he's so hammered, and I'm pretty sure he is just not able to sell anything. I think you just need to like trade for it all. He'll probably give it to you. This guy looks desperate, Catharn.
I'll take all of it.
You'll take all of what?
All your artillery.
You know, you keep using that word like I know what the fuck it means. I know what a fucking cannon is and what a cannonball is. What the fuck is artillery when you... Oh, wait, you want to trade the hammer for all of that? You watch as he picks up the hammer. He looks at the head of the hammer, the heft, and kind of feels it out for a moment, swings
He's
it.
able to lift it?
Yeah, he's able to lift it.
Okay, burly boy.
Oh yeah, you burly boy.
I mean, he's wider than he is tall. I mean, his shoulders are quite massive. You watch as he picks it up, his biceps just yoke out like crazy. But there's kind of a ease of use when he's like swinging it around, and he goes, "Hey, I don't know what to offer yet. This is a good trade." And you watch as he picks up a tankard and fills it from a barrel and quaffs it really quick. Could I give you a drink? It's always good business to conclude on with a drink.
Look at Kath.
She shrugs and,
One drink.
well, we know how that goes, but I'll drink with you. The
Famous
three of
last
you kind of
words.
take a tankard and begin to inform him where the ship is, and you're beginning. Kath is now scribing all the material. So for in trade of the hammer, you've acquired 120 cannon shot, 80 ball and chain shot, and 40 grape shot, which pretty much cleans out what he had on the outside of the forge. DJ, Omni, and Grimholt.
Okay, wait. Repeat that. It was 120 cannon shot, 80
80 ball and
Ball and chain.
shot,
chain.
40 grape shot.
and then 40 grape shot. It'll take some time to load all that up and get it out. But you notice, Catharin, you and Keth are just shocked to just watch these very desperate individuals come out of nowhere with these hand carts and begin to immediately, like, take silver and copper from the dwarf. And the organization of it is quite quick and responsive. There's almost a kind of desperation about it. Like, people are just waiting for work, and then just kind of swarm in around the Dwarven Furnace and begin to kind of spend the next hour or so kind of acquiring all the equipment and stuff that you and Keth just traded for. Jin, you're heading back to the ship. Omni, DJ, and Grimholt, you're in the Old Kiss Tavern. The two of you. Oh, there's Grimholt. There he
Hello.
is.
Apologize for being late. I was gathering magical components.
I am going
And
to
apparently getting a haircut.
Oh my God! With the way your headrest is,
I love that.
and your headset,
Yeah.
it looks like you're one of
Princess
the.
Leia.
Well, no, he looks like he's one of the ones from what are the robot men from.
Lobot from Cloud City.
Well, that's a good start, but no, from Doctor
Minions.
Who.
Oh.
No, from
Oh,
Doctor
Cyberman.
Who. Cyberman. He looks like a Cyberman.
Godarn, when no one's really looking, refills his tankard.
Okay. As
And
you,
starts drinking.
yeah, you.
I'm just making
Alright.
will saves.
Okay. Grimholt, Omni, and Defiant.
And that was
you
a
watch-
fail.
So Grimholt, Omni, and Defiant, you watch as the door to the Old Kiss opens, and a kind of like very shabby looking human female, very kind of in typical labor attire for a Nicodranus female, kind of rolls a cart into the tavern filled with kind of like cheeses, breads, and fruits and vegetables, and it immediately makes a beeline towards where the barkeep is. They kind of exchange words briefly. She takes the cart into the back. She comes out maybe a few minutes later with an empty cart, a different one. So you get the feeling that there might be an exchange here. She accepts maybe, you watch as she holds out her hand, and 2 platinum are dropped into her hand. She takes the empty cart, leaves out the front, and the door shuts behind her. Other than that, the crowd here is still pretty simplistic. It's just the 3 of you at a table kind of figuring out what you want to do.
And we hit the inn after the magic shop, right?
Correct.
Okay. Grim, I didn't write it down in my notes, but Jason, was it an amulet or a necklace of spell storage that we got from the shop for the ruby?
I believe it was a necklace of spell storage.
Okay. I wasn't sure what the specifics, the levels, how many it could hold.
2 3rd level spell slots.
Awesome. So I'll pull that out of the bag and put it on the table in front of Grim. Make sure it goes to good use.
Of course. Most definitely. Thank you.
Yep.
Is that up to 2 third level spells, or specifically 2 third level spells?
Up to.
Okay. But 2 spells, not 6 levels worth of spells, right?
Correct. But remember, with most spell storage devices in my game, it's a bonus action to initiate. But when you do initiate it, it does not consume spell slots.
Right.
So it doesn't fall under the rules of multiple spell use per round.
Oh, it doesn't.
No, because it's
Fireball
the item
twice,
becomes
baby.
the spell effect.
Okay,
Not
so I
you.
could theoretically cast 2 full action
Correct.
spells in a round then. Gotcha.
Well, you would bonus action initiate one of the spells in the storage
Right.
device.
And then I could
as
still...
an action, you could still do a spell if you choose to.
Right. Okay, cool. And I assume I have to cast the spells into there like the night before or something?
Correct. You basically store it the previous day.
All right, excellent. Thank you very much.
Can I roll a little insight check on this lady with the cart? See,
Sure. Go
see
for
what
it.
kind of vibe I get from her. It's a nat 20 for 25.
There's no way in hell what she brought in was worth 2 platinum. Under normal circumstances. But you have a funny feeling that because of the condition that Nicodranus is in, certain individuals are doing better than others.
Gotcha. And was the cart an open cart, or did it look like there were compartments that were closed off that you couldn't see in?
It was like an open hand cart.
Oh. I mean, that's
So,
sketchy, but it's
just
not
super
good.
quick,
Yeah.
who is this woman?
She had come in to sell some breads, cheese, and fruits and vegetables to the owner of the Old Kiss. They had a quick exchange. She took the cart into the back, came back out with an empty cart, took 2 platinum for the cart, and then made her way out the front door.
Gotcha.
Well, we found a magic shop. Found out that they were going to be way too expensive to get those rings enchanted as of right now. The other things that we had on the list were making sure we get all of the supplies for repairs, and then potentially looking to either sell and trade up and get a bigger, faster, or at least better gunned ship. Can we go to a shipyard of sorts, or there were only a few that were in port currently, but where they normally would be as far as going in for repairs?
I mean, when you guys made dock, the pilot who guided the ship into the dock had mentioned that the shipyard was still functional. It was just devoid of ships being worked on, but there were ships that were already completed and up for sale. But he was not sure or wasn't really aware of what ships those were, because you saw Raylene's ship and another ship that had suffered major damage that were in dock. There was maybe one other ship that you saw, and then you saw maybe 3 or 4 ships down by the shipyard section of the Restless Wharf.
Gotcha. Omni would like to go and check out every ship that's here and see, because we have a couple of people that are now potentially asking us to move goods for them, and we're running out of room. So we either need to coordinate and figure out some kind of arrangement and bargain utilization of one of these ships in order to get goods out, or see if we can purchase. I not necessarily wanting to give up the Storm's Eye just because of the modifications we've made and how fast she is. But if we're going to start moving some things and we want to take on some jobs here, we're going to need a larger vessel.
Jin, give me a perception check on your way back to the ship, please.
12.
Go.
Oh no, I've been adding +1. I have +2. 13 if it makes a difference.
Oh, it strategically does.
Somebody's tracking me and I don't like it. It's like a fucking horror movie.
You know, I played a whole night once, and the entire night I forgot that I had 2 attacks every single round. Talk
Ain't
about
it a
fucking
bitch.
up.
Yeah.
Sorcerers get 2 attacks?
No. This was with a warlock, a hexblade
Oh,
warlock, with an invocation.
Gotcha.
So, Omni, DJ, and Grimholt, what are the three of you doing with your time?
Do you guys have anything else you want to do?
No, I have no money to spend. I'm good.
Same. I'm good. On your lead, Captain.
Cool. Let's
The three of you are going to head
head
over to
over.
the shipyard.
Yeah. Did we pass our ship on the way?
I will say, the timing wise, the three of you run into Jin, because as you're heading into the Restless Wharf down to where the docks are, and then you have to head over to the far kind of like northern side of the docks, you would eventually run into Jin. So the four of you are back together. I would also say at that point, as the four of you come back together, you watch as Gatharn and Keth reappear down in the docks with about 3 or 4 dozen individuals with hand carts filled with ammunition for the cannon, and Keth is currently supervising the unloading of all the cannon shot and equipment that Gatharn seems to have acquired. So say all
That's
5
what
of
we're
you are
talking
now
about.
I'd say all 5 of you are now back together near the ship, and you could actually see the shipyard itself maybe about 1,000 feet, the furthest northern part of the Restless Wharf.
Had a boy, Gatharn.
What time of day is it?
It is now mid-morning because you guys had
okay.
arrived in the early morning, and I'd say you've consumed a couple hours of time. So it's about mid-morning.
Well, we can't hear you, Gatharn.
You're muted.
So Gatharn is reeking of dwarven ale.
Nice.
I started
You
rolling
mate.
with
That's what you were
disadvantage
drinking.
and gave myself like a DC of 15. I didn't make it.
Just put those balls over there. Just put them down below. Gatharn, we're
Smells
gonna
like
go look at some
goblin
ships.
body odor.
You you want to go with us to look at these other ships that are in port? We should probably check out Raylene's
push on
ship,
his
see what
forehead a
happened.
little.
I lean into the finger.
Are we on shore leave, Captain?
No.
No. Oh, sounds like somebody went against their own principles. Didn't you, little buddy? Give him a slap, and we start heading over to where the captain was pointing.
Wait, are we with nighttime Jin in
I
the
was
middle
gonna
of the
say-
morning?
What time did
Yeah,
Yes,
remember
we
'cause,
are. Because
Oh, that's
nighttime
right.
Jin
Because
Jin
when he
broke
was
his
had a
over
finger.
it, that's
Yeah.
right. Because when he was at the Marble Hall, he took damage.
He
broke his
willfully
own
broke
finger.
his finger.
Yep. So the 5 of you begin to follow Captain Omni towards, well, there is a large shipyard sign that says Beaufart's Shipyard. You see
Both of these Both of these nuts.
Over these nuts. Oh, there's some
Omni-
balls in there, I guess.
Omni, the lack of discipline is obvious. As the 5 of you kind of pass underneath this sign,
Omni giggles under his breath.
yeah, a very kind of portly, a very kind of portly elderly person kind of waddles out of like a little ramshackle shack and immediately greets the 5 of you. Oh, well, please come in.
Over these!
My name is Master Markovic. What can I do for you?
Doesn't have the same ring as Buffety's nuts.
I'm sorry.
Gatharn,
You heard what he said. He said it doesn't have the same ring
Shh.
as both RDs nuts.
The Markovic kind of looks at you and the others and looks very confused at the conversation.
We too
They
are
say things
confused.
sometimes.
Do you require ship repair? Are you looking to possibly purchase one of these fine vessels, and you look to see 3 of the most dilapidated pieces of shit you've ever seen. One is actually a galleon style ship, right? It looks to be about 5 decks, 3 masts, but it just looks like it's been in dry dock for months. There's been no repairs to it. It looks in a very sorry state. The other 2 look to be very dilapidated cargo haulers. Just very simple 3-deck ships, maybe twice the size of the Storm's Eye, but designed specifically as mercantile or merchant ships. And they're not in great shape by any stretch of the imagination. And looking at this yard, 90% of it is empty, where you'd expect most of it to be kind of repairing ships or building ships. There's maybe 4 or 5 dozen individuals just loafing about doing nothing. The equipment here all looks like it's in disarray, and this just, the place looks sad.
This place looks sad.
Please
Depressing.
excuse
Master Bufferties,
my
where are your
friend.
spectacles?
My
Because
spectacles.
obviously you're blind as fuck if you think those are fine-looking vessels.
He looks
How
at the
about
vessels.
how about everybody shuts up and we let the captain speak, who has a very high persuasion, instead of just insulting this man.
Who's the captain here?
These eyes get big.
Oh, you want to be the captain?
You want to spend some time in a brig?
That's fair.
Nighttime Jin always likes it when Omni gets a little rough with it, with his verbiage. It's the only way to elicit any respect from Jin.
I'm pretty sure that was a novel you just stated. He does like it a little rough.
Just everybody.
Nighttime Jin is what we call a brat in the BDSM community.
Oh, big time. Yeah, just wants an authority figure to put him in his place.
Yes, Daddy.
Definitely, all of these ships are clearly in some form of disarray, but we do have some repairs that we need to make.
Oh,
on our ship.
their previous owners, failed to pay the appropriate dues, and I wasn't about to repair ships that weren't going to be paid for, so I repossessed them, and I'm offering them for sale. I got to make my coin back.
Understandable. What is your asking price for the range of these ships? Because you said some were the size of the Storm's Eye, and then the galleon 5-deck.
The 2 merchant ships I'm selling for 40,000 gold, and then the larger ship I'm selling for 250,000 gold.
You're a funny guy.
Oh, thank you. I wasn't trying to be funny. I was trying to make.
Well, the prices for these, if I may,
That's
I
called
don't want
sarcasm, Beaufort.
Yeah, thank you for explanation. These ships are pieces of shit. 40,000 gold? You're crazy.
Well, as you notice, there's not a lot of ships in dock right now. I could pretty much tell you with certainty these are the only 3 ships within about 100 miles of here, with the exception of your vessel that's made dock currently.
We noticed some that had sustained heavy damage.
Oh yes, they're referring to those as pirate ships. Basically, anybody flying under Thorvald's flag is now being treated as piracy.
Oh. So what if Thorvald came in with his flag? What would happen?
Oh well, he would be either arrested or killed, I would imagine.
Interesting.
How
okay,
you got no ships to go out?
Yeah,
and beat 'em?
you've not been attacked by his fleet yet, obviously.
Well, no, the Zahefe's, the Clovis Concord's fleet has been at sail for many days now. I would imagine they've already destroyed all of his vessels. It's only a matter of time before they come back.
They would have if they didn't hit that massive cyclone that tore apart their fleet, drowned all your men.
What? I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
we
seem to be
came
deaf.
across like a whole
You
bunch of
hit a
wreckage.
major cyclone, drowned all your men.
Well,
I don't-
all I can say is I have.
That's not true, Jin. I don't think they were his men.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
they don't belong to me. I'm in the
your
business of
side.
building.
Man.
Well, no, I'm in the business of building, making, and repairing ships. I don't really take sides, to be honest with you.
We have a trader. Trader here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
trader.
yeah, he's about to trade us a ship for some coin.
That's what I'm
Captain?
saying.
Captain,
Let's
if I
make a
may, this price for the ship, considering if it was in excellent repair, is about 4 times as much as you should expect to pay. This, I would not trade a good horse cart for this ship. Very expensive.
Very good information. See, we're in a bit of a situation. We have quite a few merchants here in town who have seen our ship come in and know that none of their goods are going out, and they've asked us to move some things. And we would like to do that, but our ship is of a smaller size, and we need something a little bit larger if we're going to actually provide a service to Nicodranus here and hopefully get some cash flow. And well, basically, we don't want your goods to go to waste.
Do you have a
So-
crew in mind?
We have a crew for our ship, and we are potentially looking on to bring on a few more people, depending on what kind of ship we're looking at.
Well, the prisons are chock full of crew.
The prisons.
Oh, don't worry about crew. I scouted some people, Captain. I'll tell you about them later.
All right, excellent. Mild look of concern crosses Omni's face. All of a sudden, the prison folk sound not too bad.
How much? What's in our bank? How much do we have? Just out of curiosity.
There is no group fund.
We would have a
technically.
lot more if the freaking bookie would have paid Omni.
True.
Yeah,
Do we have
about
40,000
about
gold?
100, about
yeah.
80,000 platinum. Or we have 13,000 and some change platinum.
On you.
13,000.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, we've got the gold.
My
we
personal
got, like-
wealth, I
We
have.
got like 10% of what a very awesome bet that was played out so well.
I got 15K in gold or diamonds.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then we each have a few gems from back in the
Gatharn's got like 20 gold.
Yeah, you spend all of yours on
Right.
potions. He potioned.
You
up the
mean
ship,
drugs.
Potions forever.
Yeah.
No,
Drugs
my
and
first fee
Potato.
that money came out of Omni's pocket. I didn't pay for those drugs. Omni did.
That's fair.
Oh,
And do we I forget, are we getting paid? We're getting paid for these
Helping?
for these tasks, yes?
Like
yes.
the-
The one that you accepted was a choice of something
that's
from the
right.
store.
That's right.
And it was the Naga sword. It was the keeper's box.
Yeah,
And the Ifrit jar
right.
were the two that were like mentioned as the best things in the store.
And they said that they had wanted it like within a week or something. Like it was a
Yes.
very
Oh,
quick
that's right.
turnaround.
Yeah, it's the box that I have. That yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So
I mean,
We'll have
do
to
we
see.
do we care about getting ripped off by this guy, or do we want to try to?
oh wait,
Why
we're,
would-
no, we're not gonna get we're not gonna get ripped off. If my +9 persuasion has any advantage, as long as I don't roll really
Okay.
poorly.
Okay,
Um,
great. Thanks. You just fucking jinxed it, bro.
Jason can't hear you right now.
Oh, good. Then
And he
you
doesn't
didn't
watch
jinx
the
it. We're
film.
good. We're good. We're good.
So
Sandy's back.
Sorry, I had to use the little boy's room.
it's all right. We would first like to talk about getting the repairs done on our ship and what that would cost. Naturally, we're aware of the fact that there is very little work going on here.
Simmons.
So
Simmons, come here. And you watch as a very kind of like lanky looking elf kind of comes walking over. Yes, sir. You watch as Malkovich kind of looks at him and then looks at you. What wolf were you in?
The only one out there.
The only ship that's in dock right now.
Only ship. We were in the Restless Wharf, weren't we?
Yes, because that was the nearest to the shipyards. So we're docked probably just 4 or 5 docks down the way.
Teens,
Right.
20s, 50s, 40s. There's a lot of different docks.
So
Oh, yeah.
one with the
Wharf we
fucking
were in, not
boat
which dock.
in it that isn't a fishing boat.
You watch as he gives Simmons a description of your ship, and he immediately grabs a small leather tome and begins to walk over in the direction that he
anyone-
believes your ship to be.
Did
When
anyone
you
write
go,
down what dock we were in?
We didn't actually get a number.
Oh, I don't think we
Wait,
got
Yeah,
that.
you did.
Simmons,
Just no
when
one
you-
wrote it down.
Simmons, when you go on to when you approach the ship, make sure that you ask for Nala or Brackish
And sing the song of our boat.
let them know that Captain Omni.
If you don't sing the
sent you.
song, you will die.
Jen, give me intimidation as he kind of hears you say that when he walks by you, looking at your broken finger.
Y'all
looking
fuck
at-
up my persuasion stuff so much.
18.
18.
No.
I mean, the guy just goes sheet white, and the elf just kind of looks at you, just very kind of sketchy, and
Godspeed.
he's trembling with the
I'm tugging
journal.
on Jin's jerkin.
I just shake my head at Simmons.
What's the song?
You don't know the song?
I'm not musical.
Okay, you ready? Lemons and limes. Lemons and limes.
Oh, lemons and
Make
limes.
sure you wash your lemons and limes. Lemons and...
Jin, I didn't know
Just
you.
lemons and limes, oh
Simmons
boy.
is like very haltingly kind of making his exit out of the yard and looks in no hurry to go towards the docks. He's just
Hopefully your guts are still inside when you come back.
Jin, I didn't know you actually even knew that song.
I was the first one to sing it.
It's true. Jin
When I was
the
in the
first.
hold with Medi. After she that little boy that we don't know about.
yeah, that you
That's-
don't
that's
know
Vincent.
about.
It was nighttime Jin that sang it first.
Yeah,
I
I heard
believe
it when
referred
we were
to
in the hold.
That as juice box.
Daytime Jin learned it then. Wow. Okay. So that would be great.
Daytime
Figure out
Jin
how
learned
much
it
those
from
repairs
Cookie.
will cost. There are no other ships around. There's no other work to be had. So your best price would be greatly appreciated. And I give him a big old smile.
Give me persuasion.
Ooh. 18 plus 9. 27.
Well, it's not the best of times right now, but I imagine we could come up with some kind of arrangement, some kind of deal for sure.
And which of these, not the galleon, not the 250K, but which of the smaller vessels is in best physical condition?
To be honest with you, they're both in the same condition. They need to have their lumber repitched. The decks probably could use a reseal, and the main mast sail is in pretty shoddy condition.
Well, we
I
have a
mean-
bunch of fabric on our ship.
Oh, well, I've
that-
got the supplies and I've got the
Oh,
people
okay.
to do the work. I just don't have any buyers.
How much approximately
Can-
does the repairs take for one of those?
Oh, I'm thinking maybe the cargo hauler, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 5,000 to 10,000 gold in repairs. The galleon, maybe a month of repairs, close to maybe 50,000 gold in repairs. I mean, that's just cost to me, to be honest with you, mate.
Inside check.
Go for it.
7.
Seems very hard to read.
I used my silver dice instead of my pirate dice on that one.
Instead of the one that's
so
weighted.
That one's not being used again.
I want an insight check since I'm just standing there watching.
And Grimholt, give me a survival check as you're kind of looking at these ships. You have a pretty keen eye when it comes to quality craftsmanship. What'd you get, DJ?
Oh, I got distracted. I got an 8.
Yeah. He seems either hard to read or he's just being truthful. It's hard to tell.
I saw a ball of yarn
Yeah. Well, apparently, I was looking at the same ball of yarn with my finger up my nose because I rolled a 3.
Garn is
mean-
going to wander into the shipyard itself.
Okay. Give me perception, Gatharn, as you do that.
Ooh, that will be a 21.
21. Most of the individuals here are either former crew, former sailor types that now seemed burdened with the idea that they can't find a ship to get on. So they are either being roused about, lingerers, just kind of waiting for some kind of day work to be given to them. There's at least 4 or 5 dozen people just all being as lazy as they possibly can, lingering around. A couple
I'm
of them
looking-
kind of smile at you and big toothless grins.
I'm looking
How-
for
now-
tattoos.
Why again can we not use our ship? Just we don't have the cargo space?
We can for the
We're a
little
Firefly
package that we
class.
have, but yeah, we're really small, and we have a bunch of Thorvald stuff already on the ship. So if we wanted to actually ship any goods that take up any kind of space, we're gonna need a second vessel or just a larger vessel. But having a small, fast vessel is very nice currently, considering we've been fleeing.
Gatharn, you also notice at least 2 goblins, a hobgoblin, and 2 humans dressed very shabbily around a large barrel, and they seem to be heavily drinking from it.
First, I was looking for tattoos.
There are no orcs here, so you don't see any
Not the
clan-based.
tattoos I'm looking for. I'm looking
Okay.
for tattoos that would identify someone from a particular ship that I might have come across in the last 2 years of sailing.
Give me investigation as you kind of peruse the crowd.
Investigation is 18.
18. This crowd seems devoid of the crowd that would be able to even afford or care about tattoos. The limited amount of tattooing you see is very kind of, self, kind of, their own personal preference of their own relationship with their being at sea or being a sailor or being in the merchant navy. Most of the sailors here and most of the individuals here feel like they would normally cruise ships that are in the mercantile fleet, the different fleets of the lesser guilds that would be involved in shipping up and down the Menagerie Coast, across over to Marquette and Tal'Dorei, and over into Isilra and the capital city of Vasselheim. They seem like they've seen better days, and they seem like they're just rough looking for work.
I make my way over to the barrel of ale.
Yarr! Look at here. Look at this. This huge hobgoblin looks at you and he grabs you by the shoulders and pulls you in towards the barrel. You're not a goblin. You're one of them Gnorcs, correct? I recognize the difference in your ears.
Captain, I made a new friend.
And immediately you see Gatharn and this hodgepodge group around a barrel of ale, and they're just pounding and drinking and laughing. What are the rest of you doing? Gatharn, for giggles, can I get a con save as a base?
This can only end poorly.
I mean, honestly, he's done his best work when
When he's
completely
either
out of
high
his
or
mind.
drunk. Yeah.
That's 23.
Okay. I mean, Naked Gatharn has been very productive.
I have not taken my clothes off yet.
So
still time.
Grimholt, Omni, and DJ and Jen, you're still lingering near Malkovich, who is kind of just giving you a brief tour of the yard and explaining everything. It takes a few minutes, and actually within about 10 or 15 minutes, Simmons, the kind of half-elf individual, comes back, hands the book off to Malkovich. He kind of looks at it and goes, I can get your ship up and running for 2,000 gold.
I'll look over to Grimholt.
How
I
long?
can get, I've got plenty of workers, so I can have it done by tomorrow morning.
Ah, well, this is good. Now, which ship is this?
Ours.
Ours.
Storm's Eye.
ours.
Just repairs on ours, getting it.
Oh, okay.
As
But we need a
shape as
bigger ship.
possible.
We need a bigger ship. Like, well,
We could do the run that we currently have with the box with our ship
right, and then come back.
and come back and pick up another.
Yeah, don't ask
ship
me if we need a
after
bigger
2
ship.
weeks.
I daily drive a little Miata, so
Bruh, I got a Fiat, my guy. Let's go.
yeah. You're
And I've
asking the
got-
wrong people if we need a bigger ship.
And I've got a
I-
mini.
I also have a school bus though, so like
I have a soccer mom hybrid SUV
Yep.
thingy.
He does. It's
yeah,
awesome.
buddy.
Yep.
Well, 2,000 and tomorrow morning. That sounds very doable. But the cost for purchasing these other ships is still astronomical.
Well, tell you what. Because it is as fast as tomorrow morning, and we weren't actually expecting it to be that quick. Let's say we give you 2,500 gold for the repairs, and also your discretion. Should anybody come passing along, asking questions, you seem as though you are of a more neutrality mindset in the political sense. Can we count on your discretion?
What do you mean by discretion?
Never saw.
If a clown comes
met.
by and asks you who's paying to repair the ship, you just say you don't know and you're just doing the work.
I would normally say that under normal circumstances.
I like this man. He is discreet. He is a person of honor.
We also would like to acquire some information should anything interesting of note happen in our absence, as we do intend to come back, and any information that you can gather that might be helpful. You have a lot of men here and women that are in need of some work. If they can disperse around the city and just potentially gather as much interesting intel as possible and share it with us when we return, that would be greatly appreciated.
I don't see a problem with that. It should be fine. He looks at you very kind of like in a way that he's like, you get the feeling that he's confused at the request. Like he's not sure why you're being so kind of like concerned about the secrecy of the matter. He's confused. But he seems to acknowledge the situation.
It's trying times. We like collecting as much information as possible to make sure that we keep our crew and our friends as safe as possible.
Well, I understand. I'll do what I can. So we're in agreement for the repairs of your ship, correct?
Yes.
Good. Simmons, be sure to get a crew assembled and get on that as soon as you possibly can.
I'll give him 1,000 now and then the 1,500 the following morning.
Oh, well, in that case, we will make a 24/7 effort. Simmons, double the size of the crew. The men are mostly drunk and starving anyways, so let's get this done. And the shipyard immediately comes to life. Gatharin, based on where you're at over by the drinking ale barrel, they're all hammered, but as soon as they hear Simmons yell out crew orders being issued, they immediately slam their tankards down, turn away from you, and run in the direction. There's maybe about 30 individuals that swarm around Simmons, and now they're beginning to get wheelbarrows and carts. And
Bugbear or a hobgoblin?
the hobgoblin was the one that you were chatting with that kind of like gave you an arm and brought you into the barrel.
Oh, you! What's your name?
My name? My name don't matter. I'm going to go work and earn coin. Drinking
All right,
with you.
well, I'll
fun, mate,
remember
but
you don't matter.
He looks at you and kind of, and he walks away over to where the rest of the people are assembling the gear and
I
equipment.
lift up the barrel of ale and make my way back over to the crew.
Okay. So Jen and Grimholt and Omni and DJ watch as Gatharin waddles over to where all of you are standing around carrying a sloshing barrel of ale.
So, Grim, what do you think those ships actually would go for?
I think in good repair, maybe 10,000, 15,000 perhaps. I mean, this, I know there's trying times and I'm aware of situation here, but 40,000 is ridiculous. 20 even would be somewhat understandable, but I mean, new, maybe $10,000, 10,000 gold.
Okay. Jason, was it Brackish who is married to Nala?
Yes.
And Brackish was the one who was saying that their captaincy was something that they wanted to work towards.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, I could try to persuade him to give us a cheaper price, if you know what I mean. And I kind of fiddle my my amulet, which is my arcane focus, kind of like between my fingers a little bit.
We're gonna keep things above the board.
Yeah, very well.
For now, just to make as many friends as possible.
Of course, it's an option for when.
Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, we'll say thank you to the shipyard host owner. I guess he would be an owner. It's a business, right? It's not like the town of Nicodranus or the city of Nicodranus. It's like his own personal business.
I mean, as far as you can tell, yeah.
Okay.
Bye, Bufferdies.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, we'll start heading back to the ship.
I mean, just like he's like...
I put 20 gold, which is all I have on me, down for the ale. I walk off.
Carrying a barrel
Yeah.
that's bigger than you.
Uh-huh.
I love it.
About the same size. Same.
On the shoulder.
No, it's open. I'm drinking out of this.
At
He's
first,
just, like,
I imagine you
dipping
folding
the
over
tankard into
with your
it.
feet above, kicking out of the barrel.
Like
All right.
freaking in Willow when the freaking brownie falls into the beer.
Yeah.
I'm drowning!
Let's head back to the ship.
Beer!
Update everybody with what we found.
I hit this stupid Daikini with the dust of broken heart.
As we head back to the ship, can I
You're my
look
sun,
around and
my
see if
moon,
anybody's
my
scanning
starlit
us?
sky. Without you, I dwell in darkness.
Well, a minute ago, you dwelt in darkness.
You dwell in darkness without me, and it went away.
So all of you eventually make it back to the ship. Gatharn, give me a deception check, please.
All right, that's a fail.
Okay.
Because that's a 6.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing your best to act drunk. You're not really that drunk.
No.
Not with that con save. Yeah, as we're walking back, just want to keep an eye around the town, see if anybody's tracking us or
Give me a
more
perception
just
check.
lingering eyes.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're still in the Restless Wharf, so just give me a perception check as you walk along the main wharf section back to the ship.
15.
15. Nothing noticeable. I mean, other than the fact there are a lot of people just lingering around as if they've got nothing to do. Local guards are kind of breaking up either fights or kind of keeping things under control. The amount of guards are definitely a little off-putting. There's quite a few of them. By the time you make it back to the ship and all of you are now back on board, within 10 minutes, Simmons arrives with about 30 crew to start working on the ship.
Prior to Simmons and everybody getting there, I would call everybody up onto the ship and just let them know that while they're working, just your jobs are eyes on them. Be very wary of where they are, what they're doing. You don't have to do any work yourselves. They're hired and going to be doing it for us. So just
fucking kid.
make sure
that
that we're watching them. That they're staying on the up and up.
Yeah, so we will take care of it. My husband and I will make sure we manage with Simmons on who's working on what. But can we put the rest on shore leave, sir? Been at sea for quite a while. They could use a break.
We might be heading out a little bit sooner than anticipated for a little bit of
just
a
for the
stint.
evening, sir.
For the
It's
evening?
very expensive out there too.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of food or beer.
Hey, Gatharn, how much is in that barrel?
How long was the lock?
Not very far. I mean, there's probably enough for the entire crew left in that barrel.
Yeah, but it's kind of weak shit.
It is very weak.
Though,
It's not very strong. It's more of a sour ale.
and honestly, we need a fucking break. We've been at sea for like, I don't fucking know, 2 weeks. We've had fucking Tharivol
Yeah,
the
you've been just
zombie
driving the
ass.
crew nonstop, no break.
You better start building up that stamina, Gatharn. If we start heading south by southwest, then
That's some sort of festival.
sometimes I've heard of one, but it's far out into the sea. We're gonna be at sea for who knows how long, and we're gonna need to be able to make do.
Right.
But
So
I
let's
understand
enjoy
we aren't there
tonight.
now. I understand we aren't there now. If we are going to do any bit of shore leave, we are going to have to do it in shifts, though, because we do need to maintain eyes on the ship while everybody's working. We can't just leave the ship unattended with 30 people that we don't know that haven't been vetted, running around, getting into whatever they want. Omni will definitely stay a majority of the night with the ship for sure.
As you should.
What was that, Jin?
Huh?
Did you guys say something?
And everybody remember that Thorvald
Is that a
is
joint?
considered a pirate.
Were you sipping tea or
I
was that a
I
joint?
was minding sipping tea, but yeah, I guess it looks like I was smoking a joint.
Where did you get that? How do?
I take one out of my shirt pocket and I hand it over to the captain. It's not as good as it could be, but you know, Nicodranus is not really trading anymore.
Save that. We'll
I
spark
rolled it
that
with
up.
one of the pages out of the library.
I hope the librarian did the same.
Where did you put the drugs?
Hmm?
Where'd
What
you put
drugs?
the drugs?
This
What?
is just regular tobacco, nothing wacky.
Tobacco. No wacky tobacco. Just tobacco.
Just tobacco.
Does it smell like wacky tobacco?
Like a skunk just
Darn,
sprayed you in the face.
is like.
Jin's got like a foot on his chest, like fuck off.
Well, that's pretty much all I was gonna say to the crew. I would pull Brackish off to the side just for a little chat and let him know about the ships that are there, that are in the state that they're in, and see if the smaller ones are of any interest to him.
And Thorvald's considered a pirate.
Thorvald
Nala-
is considered a pirate.
Well, and Nala kind of pulls you aside on me and points across about 5 or 6 docks away where Captain Raylene's ship is. And see all the corpses hanging across the yacht arms and the ropes and everything strung throughout the 2 heavily damaged ships. What are we going to do about that, sir?
Oh, that's intended to be dealt with this evening for sure. Raylene deserves better.
But is the ship in bad condition as we're looking at it?
It looks pretty heavily damaged. Yeah. It looks like, the damage isn't below the waterline, but it's, the amount of char and burn damage is pretty significant. It's down into the hull, but not beyond the waterline.
Simmons,
Yeah.
is that pirate ship over there? How much do you think it would take to repair that?
Oh, I don't know. He's kind of staring at it for a moment, and he looks at you, looks at it, and goes, "That depends on the superstructure, sir. If the burn damage is all the way down into the keel, you'd have to replace the main keel. You're probably looking at replacing most of the outer planking, reinforcing the rib linements into the main keel, and there's probably damage to the mast into the keel. But without seeing it directly, I mean, it'd almost be worth scrapping it than repairing it. So to be honest with you, that's a lot of damage."
I'll look over to Nala and see how that information reads on them.
He tilts his head and goes, "Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense to me, sir. I'm just not really happy with the way that old Captain Raylene's being treated right now. I don't know if her ship can be salvaged, although I can't help but notice that the damage doesn't extend to her cabin. You know how sneaky she was."
Indeed. All right, well, that's, a worry for another day. And I'll kind of like give out a laugh that is a bit more for show than genuine for Simmons and the other people making light of, pirates. Anyways.
Guitar's going to look over at Simmons. "Hey, we're going to have a party. We're going to get some fireworks."
No, sir. My people have repair work to do, but you're free to have one if you choose.
That's what who thinks I'm not talking about you fuckheads. I said we're having a party and I want fireworks. Where can I get some?
Oh, you want fireworks? Unfortunately, that's all under the control of the Zehefe. No one gets fireworks without consent and agreement from the council.
Okay, so if I got the consent agreement for the fireworks, where would I get them?
I don't know, sir. All the places that would normally provide them have been shut down. Black powder has been considered a commodity of, well, you're just not allowed to own it right now.
That's bollocks.
Staff meeting in the captain's quarters. I'll call the main group and Bragash and Nala in for a quick chat.
Okay.
Yeah. Guys, crazy, definitely crazy, potentially dangerous thought just entered our head. We don't want to get involved, really, in all this. We'd rather just fuck off and get out of here. But it does seem that Thorvald could potentially be coming after us. The back of Omni's mind, like paranoia, is starting to set in. Well, shit, he's not dead, and now he's just killing all of these ships in his path. We do have the capability of locating any ship that we want. What if we went to Zehefe, gave them Thorvald's location for an exorbitant amount of money, and then got the hell out?
Zehefe
Okay, and
Trinity?
is this where we play the devil's advocate and try to point out poke some holes in your plan?
The first thing
this
Guitar
is an
says
open
is-
table. Let's toss this around.
All right, so I'm just gonna say it's a shit plan.
Also, Zehefe
Okay,
killed our last
that's not
captain.
helpful at all. That's not helpful. That's
Zehefe
just, like,
nearly
that's just
fucking
insulting.
killed us.
I
you
picked
want
up
to
with
ally
Dark.
with the guy that wants to fucking ally with us? Like, no, fuck that guy.
We don't need to ally. We just need fewer enemies.
Respect him because
and
he's taller now.
Are you carrying
down
Cathar
upon him.
like a toddler?
Yeah. I dangle his legs.
You're talking about respecting. Jeez.
Cathar, do you consent to this?
I got my freaking hands on my hips, like freaking looking down at Omni, going, seriously, you wanna ally and give information to the guy that tried to get us killed?
Yeah, you think that's a good idea?
Having.
Hold on,
two
I need a
different
Cathar
enemies?
representation.
Oh god, he's gonna pull out like a Grogu or something. Oh, okay, that's. having
Patient
our
defense.
having our two biggest enemies go against each other, and potentially wipe each other out is not a horrible idea. By the
It's a
way,
terrible idea.
it doesn't have to be us, and I'll do a little face change real quick. Who gives the information? And then I'll go back to Omni.
All right, another hole in that thing, though. You give information on the whereabouts of Thorvald's ship, yeah? What's to say Zehefe doesn't go, oh, so you're in league with Thorvald, and do what they did to Raylene to us?
Why would Zehefe think we were in league with Thorvald if we were just giving
Because you
away
know where his
information?
fucking ship's at. And also people that were part of Thorvald's freaking, not so much the crew, but, you know, the former guild members are now hiding just because they associated with Thorvald.
Mhm.
Thorvald's name is basically anathema to anyone that sells these seas, even if they
Zehefe
have not
should be-
allied with Thorvald right now.
Zehefe should be grateful at that point. There are other ways of knowing a person's location. There are spells. There are lots of ways that you could find and know where somebody is.
But
Right,
then you're assuming
true,
that he's
yes.
not already using
And
it.
why
That
aren't
doesn't
they using
implicate
that?
us.
Yeah, but I mean, if those spells do exist, and we're in a city where I'm pretty sure there's other spellcasters in around, if they can't locate Thorvald's ship, but we can, I'm gonna be suspicious as all hell.
We did actually just escape some bullshit with him, and we came in for repairs. So it could seem as more of a
Grimholt
trying to be a
and
good
DJ, give
citizen.
me perception checks as you're watching this conversation play out. You're in the captain's quarters, correct, Omni, with Nala and
Yep.
Brackish, and you're all
So,
having this conversation.
I have a plan. We go there
19.
during
Are
the
you
night.
clapping? Why are you clapping Gatharn's hands together?
You and I, Captain.
DJ, what'd you get?
We will dance across
17.
the ocean. We get down Raylene's body and we ask the 5 questions. One of them, of course, has to be.
Oh, that's absolutely happening this evening.
Yeah.
That was why Omni was only going to be off ship for a very brief period of time. It's a great idea, Jin. By the way, why put Gatharn down?
I don't have a fucking tail.
Oh,
Nope.
Oh, that's the spot. Massage my prostate.
Oh my god.
What,
Somebody heard
Apologize
these.
to Nala and Brackish and DJ. And
Oh,
Grimholt.
Nala and Brackish are used to this by now.
They're
It's
fair,
the,
that's fair.
it's the looks of concern on Grimholt and DJ's face. Like, what the fuck have we just gotten ourselves into?
You people seriously got issues.
Oh, that's 100%.
what do you mean, you people?
I'll have you know
You mean you
that
people?
I come
You're lucky
from a
Medi's not
very
here.
stable
Or the
household
undead would be.
and family.
What do you mean, you people?
I'm the most stable person here.
So
That is
Captain,
true. Technically, he's got a stable, very nuclear family back home.
Your
I will
mom's
tell
your
you-
dad and your dad's your mom.
He's actually a trust fund kid. His parents were adventurers, made just vast amounts of wealth back where he lives.
Nala kind of looks over at you, Omni, and goes, the very least we can assume is that Maximilian probably still has his spy network intact, does he not?
Oh, absolutely.
Even if he survived the fleet back on Earl Bay and managed to make his way out, one can assume that the Zehefe's administrative buildings and those that make counsel are being watched or looked in upon.
Yeah, hence the
Yeah, but you know how Maximilian is, sir. He's a sneaky bugger.
oh, he's on the list. But
One could assume he's adjusted his efforts based on meeting you, don't you think?
perhaps, but
And
would
by
Omni
doing
know
this-
if changelings, since it's not a magical thing, it's a physical trait of their abilities, that while in changeling form, they are not able to be like perceived. Like a dispel magic isn't going to make them revert. The only thing that can do that is like
Well,
a
sir, there are
moving
other
spell.
things than magical detections. There are other ways to determine people's behavior and what they do. I kind of feel like by taking this idea to Thorvald, are we then choosing sides? Or to the Zehefe? Are we then choosing sides, sir?
Are we?
I mean, you've always insisted that we stay neutral. We stay out of it.
neutral. Yeah. That's
Okay.
the
If you're
initial
going to
plan.
go to Zehefe and offer up Thorvald's head on a platter and his location and everything about what he's doing, you're taking the Zehefe side. At least
If
that's how it's going to
Thorvald-
be perceived.
If Thorvald, it's other way, that way. Yeah, there it is. if
Well, I'm just indicating I'm pointing to Nala.
Well,
If
and how much
Thorvald comes after
information
us-
have you shared with Nala and Brackish and the others? Because obviously they're not privy to the scry and some of the more unique information that you've
Right.
taken on. So based on your speeches and the idea of staying out of it, hearing you make this plan, you don't even need an insight check. They are concerned that you're choosing sides. That's the feeling you're getting from them.
the main concern is that if Thorvald starts coming after us,
So I don't think Thorvald gives a shit's ass about us. He's got other plans in mind. He's got something in the works that we were just potentially going to be a part of, whether we're crewed on this ship, whether Raylene's ship was involved. He's in charge of hundreds and hundreds of ships. We haven't even seen, but I mean, no offense to Grimholt and DJ, those two small fleets that were encountered, that was maybe a dozen ships on either side. That's nothing compared to the force and power that Thorvald contains. If it's true that he intends on overtaking the massive shipyards at Darktow, whatever he's doing is far beyond our ability to control it or influence it.
so you honestly think we could just sail under the radar? So to speak?
No, I don't.
The
I think eventually, I don't know what radar and sonar means. I mean, they sound like good people, but I think eventually we're going to have to deal with whatever the seas are about to become. And if, I don't know. If like you said, if staying independent is your goal, I personally and my husband feels the same way. Taking this information to the Zehefe affords the opportunity for it to look like we've picked sides.
It sounds like picking sides to me too.
That's all I'm
agree.
saying. It's not necessarily a bad plan, sir, but
No,
one
it's a shit
could
plan.
assume that whatever secret network the Zehefe Gregore is using to understand what's going on. I mean, he knew to go to Earl Bay. Clearly the forces out there knew to assault the Revels. They found the Revels, sir. No one's ever found the Revels before. It's always been a very tightly held secret amongst those captains that were privy to the coordinates through Thorvald's kind of upper echelon of control. And all I know is that for Thorvald to give up all of his old influences and power to wreak this vengeance upon the Menagerie Coast, clearly there's something greater at work. And I feel like your original insistence on us remaining neutral feels like the right thing to do for now. But you are captain. It is your choice ultimately to decide what's best for your crew.
Well, this is why we surround ourselves with like-minded and smart individuals, so that ideas that aren't for the best for all of us don't get put into
Well,
actions.
sometimes the best ideas don't matter. And these are just thoughts and concerns that me and my husband have shared with each other in regards to how much we admire your insistence upon the independence of this crew. But I do feel the longer we linger in this city, the more of the unknown factors in enforcing itself upon this city and the other great cities up and down the coast are going to make it harder for us to find port and work. There's something else here, sir. I don't know what it is, but even Labash has been in conversation with us. There are people moving about that. There's something else here, sir. We're just not seeing it. I don't know what.
You
But
know,
it's
the
here.
longer we spend on the water, the longer higher the chances that someone will be of the opinion that we are not neutral. and that we're acting against their best interest, no matter how hard we try. Very difficult situation to be in
Captain Grimholt
environment.
brings up a good point. One could assume that if the Clovis Concord Navy is taken into consideration, you're either flying under the Zahefe's flag, or a Taldorian flag, or a Marquesian flag. Anything else could be open season. So the sooner to Grimholt's point, the sooner we get a contract and make our way in the nature of a merchant vessel at work for the behest of one side or the other, as long as it's not Thorvald's side, our chances better.
All right.
There's more coin to be made remaining neutral.
Are we able to remain neutral, Gathard?
Oh, I'm not arguing that point. I am just, pointing out that it is going to be exceedingly difficult the longer we are on the water and the longer this environment continues like this. I've seen it before.
Where?
Back where I am from. Clans fighting clans, trying to not get involved. Somebody always expects more of you than you are willing to give, and you either give it and then you are seen as not neutral to their enemies, or you refuse and then they all of a sudden are of the opinion that you're not neutral.
Wait, one moment. Dwarves have
Getting a brain
navies?
blast.
No, not navies. This was in...
He said clans, you little
Clans.
goblin.
Oh no, he's drunk. Did you just call him a goblin? You dumbass.
I thought he wasn't drunk. He made his
Clan
con roll.
politics is what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm buzzing.
He's definitely buzzing.
Yeah, and that's a fail.
Give it to me, daddy.
I step behind the desk.
Brackish and Nala purposely step away from Jen.
I grab Jin's fingers, since he never said he'd put me down, and I bend them back.
I just go as he's bending him back, and I'm like obviously in pain, but he can't see me. I put my mouth next to his ear. And go, harder, daddy.
Yeah, you guys definitely got some big, deep-seated fucking issues here.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
At that point, Guitar is just like, okay, that was fun.
And I give him a big old bear hug. You're
Bonding.
good. You're all right. You're all right.
Bonding.
You're
I
all right.
mean, Brackish just shakes his head. So, Captain, what are your orders for the day?
Spin him around. for
Simmons
him.
will be given full access for repairs, and we'll make sure Nala oversees the repairs. But what are your
Let's
orders for
hide
the remainder
anything
of the
that
day?
has Thorvald's signature on it.
Our entire cargo hold then that's filled with his books.
No,
And
those are just
research
books.
equipment, and I mean that's down. I mean, 3/4 of your cargo hold is basically filled with whatever you chose to keep on and not give over to the Hawk. So your cargo hold is just filled with like crates
Documents.
of partially opened documents and books and research equipment and components and ceramic jar. I mean, you barely have scratched the surface of everything on it, that you've acquired from his main residence that he had on the Revels.
We should have Keth catalog that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Keth.
I can help her.
Oh, you know what? You know what Keth's full title is, Githard?
Oh shit! That's right. You learned that at the Marble Hall, didn't you?
Do you know who your best little buddy is? Actually,
What do you mean?
Yeah, she's
I
Keth.
cup Catharn's ears. She's an expositor. You know what an expositor is?
Do I know what an expositor is?
You give me a history check. See if any of your background with the Cobalt Soul would kind of lend towards some detail.
+0.
That's my bright captain right there, man.
17.
17. You would know at least enough that expositors don't do field work. You also understand that expositors are very much in the upper echelons of ranking within the Cobalt Soul.
Oh, so she's a deep spy.
I just mentioned her name. Instant access. No person to come and chase me around and keep an eye on me while I was reading in there. Full, entire,
Just by
Harry-
saying her name.
just by saying her name.
Okay, cool. Whatever. She's crew. Who gives a fuck?
Well, she also has an
Well, that's fair.
exorbitant amount of
You're
power.
right. You're absolutely right, buddy. Who cares?
Scalp massage.
I just want Jen
Deep
and Katarn
conditioning.
to do the whole Master Blaster relationship. That's just going to be boss.
The funny thing though would be, I'd be Blaster.
Yeah, you can carry little thin Jen on your shoulders.
Embargo on.
Who runs Spartan?
Lift
runs
embargo.
Now.
I
Let's,
have no idea what these people are talking about.
You've never seen Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome?
Like the worst of the Mad Maxes.
But a great soundtrack.
Oh.
It's got Tina Turner in chainmail bikinis.
Oh, that's great.
The singer?
Everything
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic Rick and Morty sci-fi you could imagine is in it. I'm still convinced the Rick and Morty
Ripped it off?
the episode of post-apocalyptic one they did was
Mhm.
definitely based on Thunderdome.
Do you know Wasteland Weekend?
No, dude, he lives in a city. He doesn't live out in the sticks like the rest of us.
But it's Wasteland Weekend. It freaking wound up in like LA Weekly as, hey, this is something you guys should do on
Oh,
the weekend.
Jen, that's so cute. He thinks you read.
He just delivers the reading material.
That's true.
Half the time when I
pictures.
see Jen hold a book, it's upside down. The other half, he's ripping out pages from the toilet.
I was gonna say the other half is rolling into joints.
It's just like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'll take this abuse from the Gnork, but I'm not going to take it from my DM.
I'll take this abuse from the government.
I don't have to take
No.
this abuse. He's probably going.
I don't have to take this. I'm going home.
It's about
Okay, Steve.
mid-afternoon at this point, and you guys have been in this conversation for a while, trying to, Simmons, and you can hear all the scaffolding and repair work going on to the ship on the outside, and the rest of you are just kind of trying to figure out what the plans are, what the approach is. Now, have you committed to any of the deliveries yet?
The one with
Just the box
We
The
said
box
that
to
we were-
Port Soon, right?
yeah,
from
Grim
Naga
said
Sword.
He was gonna bring it to the crew and the captain and see if it was potentially possible to do, and then if not, bring the box back.
And that was from the
Naga Sword.
yeah, that was over in
That was
the
from the
Naga's,
that was from the magic shop.
yeah, the Naga's Cure.
Cure. Naga
Yeah.
Cure. Sorry.
The Naga's
Is that
Cure.
Cure?
Do you remember who they told you to send that to? Because my highlights are gone.
I wrote it down too, and mine are gone.
Hold on.
I didn't write it down because I wasn't part of that conversation.
No, I know.
I only have half my notes from.
I don't write it down because I can't read.
Was it? It wasn't Comcast, was it? Wrong notes.
No.
Wrong.
Those are your
Well,
bills.
no, I've got the Naga's Cure highlighted for the tab. And then I have Dard to shout the elf that you spoke with highlighted.
Krenest was the owner.
No, Krenest should be the one you're delivering to.
Oh, then that's who we're delivering it
yes,
to.
this. Okay, that was the thing I
Krenest.
Krenest
Griffin's
was,
gift.
Take about a week to get
Yep.
there.
about
No,
a
it
week.
needs to be delivered in a week.
Within a week.
And it only
Oh,
take
within a week.
it would only take like 2 or 3 days to
3
get there.
days. Yeah.
And he's located in Port Zune. That was the part that didn't
Port
sync. I've been having issues with some of my syncing, and I'm not sure why where that's coming
I know,
from.
mine too.
Wait,
There-
it's going to take 2 to 3 days? Port Zune's like right next to Nicodranus.
It'll take about 2 days because you got to
Get out
make
past
your
the
way
coral.
down. I mean, you got to
Oh,
assume
there's
that
a
getting
tentacle
in-
monster on the map, so
Gotta
careful.
avoid that. Gotta avoid that.
I mean, you got to assume that getting in and out of ports is a lot more difficult now. There's
Stay
a lot
clear of the
more-
corner of the map.
Wow.
Well, obviously,
so
that's
let's
where the
have a
Earth
really
is
cute
flat.
Backdrop.
Let's-
Here's
Arthur
here's a
and Hal.
really dumb question.
Yes.
How long would it take to go overland? Or is
2.2?
it what's the I don't remember the map exactly. Is it up or down the coast?
It's right
It's
along
to
the side. Yeah, it's right along the coast.
northwestern.
How
Ooh, that's
long
like
would it take?
180 kilometers.
I mean, would it be easier to
Is
get some
there a
horses?
key on that map that shows kilometers?
Well, there's like it just says 60, and I'm just assuming that it's gonna be kilometers or miles. I don't know.
Nautical miles.
No, it's. I mean, there's land on here and maps, so
Ah,
it just says 60, and then it's about 3 of those marks.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean,
About
not sure
180.
if it's an option, but how long that would take with some fast horses and cart, maybe? I don't know.
I feel like if
So,
that was
I
an option,
mean,
that would have been done already.
Looking
With all the people that are
at-
needing work here right now, I feel like they would have gotten that.
Looking at where Nicodranus and Port Zune are now, it would be 1 to 2 days by ship and maybe a week by cart, by overland.
Okay.
Going up and around. Okay.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I would say, based on Jin's interpretation of this kind of concern, if things are desperate and times are rough, banditry is going to be on the rise. Thieves are going to be on the rise. There's going to be a lot of difficulty moving about in areas. I mean, it's only been about a week since Thorvald kind of, kicked off this little plan of his, and already chaos is kind of, ensuing in these major cities. And most of it's paranoia, disinformation, the idea that a lot of people simply do not know what's going on. As far as they're concerned, all of the minor and major guild houses under Thorvald's rule were operating normally, and then overnight, the entire thing was disbanded. All of the guild houses were shut down. All the mercantile fleets were shut down, and barely any mercantile vessels exist other than the ones that are in the private possession of the Clovis Concord.
Well, we're getting repairs done, so let's split the crew into 2 teams and each take a shift as keeping eyes on the workers and have a little bit of time in port.
I'll take second shift.
I'll take second shift.
On port. On port call. So first shift, I'll be on boat.
You want to go later at night?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Okay.
I guess since you and I are gonna be heading over to, we should be at the night.
Yeah.
I'll stay on the ship and watch. I don't
Okay.
need port time.
I could take any watch, but I wouldn't mind a couple drinks.
Well, there's some weak ale that Gatharn has here.
No, real drinks, not this piss water.
Oh, we got rum
and
down
is-
the hole,
I'll pull out a bottle of this Sirios wine and give it to Grimholt. If you're just gonna go to the tavern to have more piss beer, that's not real drinks.
Well, I want to see what the nightlife is, see if I can get into some trouble or something.
Sure. Okay, fine. Get into trouble, but just know that you're not gonna find good ale here.
And it's going to be
That's his.
expensive
I'm
to
mad
hook it
at
up.
you
Well,
and disappointed
You
voice.
will not find good ale in a dive bar. No.
Yeah, so I'll see if Brackish wants to take a walk over to the shipyard just to get eyes on those ones to see.
Okay.
Omni's not gonna go with them. Just go ahead and go check them out. Let us know what you think.
Absolutely,
Because
so
we do
he
need to
doffs and
Add to the fleet.
goes down the gangway onto the dock, heading towards the shipyard.
Do you think if you think 40 grand is too much, let me know your appraisal.
Who is this? To me?
Brackish.
Oh,
So it's afternoon at this point, mid-afternoon. It's not quite nighttime yet. Anything you guys want to do before all the different shifts start to kick off? And
I am going to get with Labash and Keth
okay,
and tell them first shift.
you actually
we're on-
find Labash and Keth down in the main cargo hold. At some point, Nala had told her to begin cataloging the crates. The two of them are back down the main cargo hold, and Labash is opening crates and kind of doing the physical activity. Keth has got her scribe book open, and she's in the process of cataloging everything. And the two of them see you come down into the cargo hold. She just smiles and looks at you.
I'm here to help. After we're done with this, we get shore leave.
Oh, we do.
Aye.
I'm gonna stay. You and Labash are more than welcome to go ashore.
Afraid to visit?
You sure?
Home
I
base?
plan on doing some heinous fuckery.
Yeah, that's pretty much why I'm gonna stay on shore, but or on ship. Thank you, though.
All right, no problem, Expositor.
She looks at you with daggers. She wants to rip your fucking throat out. You watch as her monk
Amazing.
stance almost slips absent-mindedly, and then she just kind of smiles and nods her head at you as you and Labash make your way up onto the deck of the ship.
Oh no, we're still down there. We're helping her catalog.
Oh, okay.
Because he's on the night shift for leave.
That's right. She accepts your help very reluctantly. Jin,
And I
what are
also
you
say
doing
that
before
we
the
need to get
evening?
rid of anything with.
Oh, I
Thorvald's signature.
followed Gatharn down there.
Okay. So, Gatharn, give me an investigation as you're looking for anything that has Thorvald's emblem on it.
That is
Can
15.
Jin help?
Jin, you're
Psych.
either able to help or investigate as well.
No, I'll give him advantage. I'll help Gatharn look wherever he
Okay.
needs to.
All right, so with advantage, I roll again. Oh, that's better. That's 19 now.
Yeah, every single one of his crates that you took from the Revels has Thorvald's Guildhouse emblem on it.
Nice.
Okay, is it
Oh, the crates do
burned?
because of stuff.
Is it burned into it? Is it painted on?
It is like somebody took a firebrand and went into the side of each of the four sides of the crates, so that no matter how the crate's stacked, they'll know, he would know which crates are his. And there's maybe
Okay,
40 of them.
what is Thorvald's emblem?
Thorvald's emblem is a massive hammer with an island in front of it and a sun behind it.
All right, I am going to grab some. Let's see. It'd be horseshoes. Is basically I'm looking for something that's iron, that's kind of like curved, that I can change the hammer into an axe.
I mean, looking at the 40 crates all emblazoned, you have no problem finding the necessary equipment to do the augmentation. It would probably take you a day or two to change everything and alter it and do a pretty decent job of making
We'll
it look like a
shift-
different emblem.
We're gonna shift the crates around so that only like 1 to 2 sides are visible at any point in time. So
Okay.
that basically whatever is on the wall. I'm basically looking at what's the worst parts of the ship that needs to repair, and I'm gonna try and keep the crates away from those areas. And then what would be visible from those areas will modify the emblem to make it look like an axe and not a hammer.
We could also
So-
drape them with all of the fabric that Stitches got for the sails.
Well, I
That'll
mean,
make it
there's-
look like we're trying to cover something up.
Yeah, I mean, at some point as you're kind of trying to figure out how to do this, Kath just points over to a very tall stack of tarpaulins, and she goes, "Can we just cover them?"
If somebody's down here the whole time, making sure that the people that are doing repairs don't look. Obviously,
Are you down there as well, Omni?
No, this is above game.
There's a little pigeon in the porthole squawking. I mean, Kath gets what you're trying to do, but she's like, that's a full day's work. Why don't we just cover them with tarpaulin?
All right, so we start getting it ready and covered up, but still at the same time, still trying to catalog most things that we can at the moment.
Okay.
But definitely the main goal that I have working with Kath and Labash at the moment is to hide any evidence this belonged to Thorvald.
Okay, fair enough. We'll say the rest of the mid-afternoon into early evening will take you and Jin and Kath and Labash all the activity of doing that. Grimholt, DJ, and Omni, what are you doing before the evening activities start? I
am watching the the workers to make sure they don't do anything suspicious,
Okay.
even though I don't really know what they're supposed to be staying away from.
I would say with the previous perception check that you made and overlooking the repair crew, there was one particular individual that you noticed that was neither doing work but seemed to be like pacing the ship. Like they would walk 12 paces and then write something down on their hand, and then they'd walk a few more paces towards the front mast and write something down on their hand. They're acting very suspicious. A tall, thin human with long black hair pulled in a ponytail, kind of wearing very simple sailor attire. He's got lots of rope hung on him, like maybe he's like doing something with the rope, but it doesn't make sense. His behavior looks very strange.
Would I have noticed him too with my perception check?
Yeah, the two of you would have picked up on this as you were kind of keeping an eye on the repair crew throughout the afternoon.
I'm going to specifically like keep a very close eye on him, kind of follow him, around. I'm going to try to do it covertly so he doesn't see, but I'm not overly concerned.
Well, give me a deception check for starters, Grimholt. DJ, are you doing the same thing?
No, is Omni on the deck?
I don't know. Where are you, Omni?
Depending on that specific moment, Omni would be just patrolling the entire ship, but there is a very small period of time where Omni will be in the captain's quarters and utilizing the necklace of scrying to scry on Maximus.
I would say at this point, DJ and Grimholt, you do not see Omni. You saw him yell something out towards Brackish as he made his way over to the yard. You watched as Gatharin and Jin went down below to help Kath and Labash. Most of the crew is either going on a quick shore leave, or it's all of Simmons' crew that's doing the repair. So the two of you are pretty much on your own on the main deck at this point.
I got an 11.
Okay.
But I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna specifically keep my eye on him and make sure I go where he goes.
Okay.
I'm watching everybody. I'm letting Grimholt, deal with the but still keeping an eye on Grimholt to see if he needs to be backed up.
Okay. Fair enough. Grimholt, you use some of the equipment and some of the barrels and crates on the main deck of the ship to kind of use a way of breaking up the fact that you're keeping an eye on this guy. At some point, you watch as the individual looks around, doesn't seem to notice anybody. The whole crew is pretty much busy. He reaches into the interior of his tunic, pulls out a small glass vial, takes out a piece of paper, kind of rolls it up, puts it in the vial, and looking around, he just kind of lets it drop over the side of the rail of the ship. And then you watch as he goes over to the mainmast and he joins some of the other repair crew that are currently repairing all of the rope and rigging for the mainmast sail.
You're
muted, Grimholt.
You're muted, Grimholt.
Sorry. He kind of walks away from where he dropped it in over the side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna head over there and
give me a stealth check really quick just to kind of see how well you blend into the environment.
8.
Okay.
I mean, I'll take like a bundle of rope with me, kind of make it look halfway convincing. But when I get over there, sure. I'm gonna look for that bottle.
Yeah, as you look over the rail and look down, give me a perception check.
Is this the moment that I'm doing the scry?
Correct.
It's a 10.
10. You look down over the rail and all you see is some churning water that is gradually fading. No sign of the bottle.
All right, I'm going to. Is anybody looking at me?
Give me a perception check.
I probably would be.
Other than DJ?
Yeah, you would notice DJ keeping an eye on you, almost like she's picking up on what you just did. Give me a perception check as you look around.
It's a 7, but I'm going to polymorph myself into an octopus and jump over the side.
Okay, you leap over and you change into an octopus.
Amazing.
Slam into the water just before you change into an octopus. That way you avoid taking damage, or else your polymorph would be undone.
Yes.
And then, as an octopus, you feel your tentacles extend outward, and you're floating and you're looking around. Give me a fresh perception check as an octopus, so I don't know what your perception advantage would be.
My perception is plus. Well, for an octopus, that's a good question. I have no freaking clue.
Let me pull that up really
Let's
quick.
see if we could find that.
1 million.
They do well in darkness and water.
Well, I think they have some advantages for being in water. That's why I wanted to know. You have +2 on perception.
Yeah.
You
I see,
have water
+6.
breathing.
Dark vision.
I show. I pulled up an octopus. It's +6 for perception.
Oh,
Really?
I'm looking at plus 2 on
Giant or
D&D.
regular size?
Small beast octopus. I pulled up wild shaped octopus.
Oh,
Got you.
No, but a wild shape octopus uses
that's
your
different.
stats.
This
yeah.
Right.
this
that
would
would
be
be
a
right.
true. So
Okay.
it's +2. It's 30-foot dark
So would it be
vision.
either summoned or?
Basically summoned, yeah.
Yeah, I think because you turn into
Alright,
an
let's
yeah.
check.
Mhm.
What?
So
octopus
it would be
summon comes up?
+2. So perception would be
Oh yeah, that one's +2.
Grimholt, you see the back end.
a non-natural 20.
Yeah, you
Ooh.
see the back end of a Triton gradually swimming away from the vessel.
Can I keep up?
He is
As an
moving
octopus?
very fast.
Dude, octopi.
Faster than
are
30?
quick.
He seems to be.
I'll
And there's an unusual amount of like churn of water and bubbles kind of emanating from him, almost like maybe he's using a magical effect to bolster his speed.
He's farting.
I will do my best to keep up. Oh, actually, hang on. Well, I'm also going to cast haste on myself then. Or wait a minute, can I still cast polymorphed? I forgot about that. I forgot
Does it
about that.
require a verbal component?
Yeah, it depends on
yes,
the depends on the condition of the spell.
Oh yeah, that's not going to work. All right,
Yeah.
I'm going to follow.
You just see this octopus kind of like waving its tentacles
Yeah,
around.
I'm going to follow as
Missile.
quick as I can.
Okay. Give me perception with disadvantage as you're doing that.
So that would be that's going to be a 5 and a and a natural 20, but it's a 5.
Yeah. As you're following the Triton.
No,
you can
I'm
see-
sorry. Wait. I'm sorry. It's a 9, not a 5.
So as you're following the Triton, you can see his bubble trail with kind of like a weird kind of churn to the water. You're keeping up as best as you can until you see a shadow off to your right,
Mhm.
and then you feel teeth dig into you
Oh,
as
man.
a rather large shark just brings its teeth into you for 18 points of piercing damage.
All right.
And he's
No
now got
longer an
you in his
octopus.
teeth, and he's shaking you.
I've got-
You immediately become a dwarf again
All right. And then I
as
take.
you're underwater, and
then I
so
ta-
you
All right. So then I take 15 hit points on top of that.
correct.
Okay.
How long can you hold your breath for?
It is. It's a.
2 minutes.
It's
Is
your
it your
constant.
con?
It's your con modifier in
+1.
plus
Plus one.
1 in minutes. So 3
Yeah.
minutes.
3 minutes. As the shark thought he had got a hold of an octopus, as you reform into your huge, dense, kind of dwarven form, the shark is like completely put off, releases your arm, and quickly swims away from you, kind of surprised and shocked.
Man,
Okay.
I'd be pissed off too. I thought I was biting into a tasty octopus and got this foul fucking dwarf in my mouth instead. Like, bleh.
Okay, and I assume
Fireball.
that the Triton is gone.
Looking around, you don't see where they. You get the gist of the direction he was going. It looked like he was going further in a southern direction along the opposite the way that the ship was.
Okay,
So-
so out. So obviously out of the harbor.
No, like amongst the docks.
Oh,
So the ship was at dock, and instead of the direction of the shipyard, he was going the opposite direction and like kind of swimming amongst the docks, almost as if they were using that as cover.
okay. I'll swim back up to the surface, back to the boat, and see if by chance DJ saw me. If she's standing up.
DJ, a very wet, grumpy dwarf, makes up their way up the gangway and back onto the ship.
Did you find it?
No. Apparently, this was passed to someone. There was a creature down there, kind of like merman, and I could not keep up. But whatever this note was, they now have
Did
it.
he bite you?
No, that was unfortunately a shark who thought he was getting a tasty morsel.
Oh. I'm going to bandage his wound.
Thank you very
Medicine?
much.
Above
Yeah,
game,
kinda-
a shark probably would have been a good choice too.
Oh shit! Yeah. Fuck! It was spur of the moment. Whatever. It's first
Hey.
time I did it. To deal with it.
You got to go with your gut, man.
I'll
For
put that in
some
my
reason,
notes.
DJ, you watch as Grimholt cusses at the seagull on the rail.
You,
I
Did the
think
bird
we should.
bite you?
No. The bird didn't. I think we should find the captain and have a conversation.
I think you're right.
So, Omni, you're in the captain's quarters. What are you doing with your scry? Who are you scrying on?
Maximus.
Maximilian? Your scry effect as normal. You feel the kind of third point of view of your eye kind of float up, begin to drift in the general direction where you believe Earl Bay to be, but then it suddenly shifts deeper out towards the Lucidian Sea. There's a small fleet of vessels that you begin to see on the horizon, maybe a dozen or so. No sign of the Clovis Concord fleet. As your eye gets closer and closer, you can see the massive warship of the Hawk, slightly damaged. It's swarmed with crew that's repairing it. And as soon as your third eye gets close to the ship, it just can't seem to get any closer. You feel the spell fail. You get the feeling that the Hawk resisted the effect.
Okay. I'll make.
But
How
you,
dare he?
there's a knock at your door. You hear DJ and Grimholt requesting entrance.
Yep, enter.
Oh, I would have left one of us up there watching the guy.
Okay. So who's watching the guy who's still working on the rigging?
I can stay and watch the guy, Grimholt, if you want to go down and tell the captain.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. So I go down
I
and
don't
find
think
out
we-
Omni.
DJ, give me a fresh perception check as you're keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, it's in my. Okay. 16.
Okay.
Is the guy who dropped the bottle? I'm sorry. Is he still on the boat?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Still part of the repair crew,
That's
working
who
on
I'm
the
watching.
main rigging of the main
Oh,
mast.
you're watching him.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go down and find Omni.
Head into the captain's quarters. There's Omni kind of looked like they were doing something, and then
Looking
you head
mildly defeated.
yeah. The two of you are inside the captain's quarters at this point.
What's up,
Captain.
Grim? Yeah.
Interesting bit of news. I was watching the repair team, and I relay what I saw to him, to them.
Okay.
All right. Well, we can call them out on it, or we could, well, would say follow them. But you said that the Triton was going south. It was a Triton, by the way. If it was humanoid like fish,
Yes.
yeah.
Kind of swimming amongst the docks. The person who dropped the note still on board. I would very much like to find out what the fuck he's up to.
Or at least who they're working for.
Yes. But I thought you should know before I do something rash.
Well, I guess trying to keep it subtle is there's no point in that anymore since they've kind of succeeded in delivering it to somebody else. So Yeah, let's just bring him in.
Very well. Okay, so I go back up to the deck and I find that guy.
Oh,
Okay.
Grim,
Yes.
you don't have to be all that like gentle.
Oh, trust me, it's not going to be pretty.
DJ, you watch as Grim comes out of the captain's quarter, kind of gives you the kind of nod that he's going to make a grab for the guy. You two have been working together long enough to know to kind of read each other's kind of notions and intentions. Jin and Gatharn down below. At some point during the cataloging process, Keth finds a stack of research that she brings over to both you and Jin. And she sets it down on a large crate surface that's already been kind of emptied and recatalogued and is being used as a way of reorganizing some of the kit. And she piles all this research down and she goes, "What do the two of you know about the Gravid Archipelago?" Gatharn, you've been at sea. Well, Jin, I need you to make a history check. And Gatharn, you can make a history check. Yeah. 19. Okay.
Hold on. 19 as well.
Yeah. As Keth brings this up, the two of you begin to look at the research she's placed down. It's a series of maps, a series of historical documents, maybe 2 or 3 heavy leather journals with a lot of notations and sketch work and informational work. The two of you know that pre-formation of the Clovis Concord, there were a huge series of naval battles that took place along both the Menagerie Coast and some of the greater atolls of the Lucidian Sea as well. And a lot of the Menagerie Coast and a lot of the atolls were home to a lot of different indigenous groups and other organizations pre the establishment of the Zehefe family and the greater wealth-driven families of the Menagerie Coast. And she goes on, that's the basics of the history and the lore. She goes, well, this is strange. Thorvald's been making a lot of heavy dictative notes and understandings of the Gravid Archipelago. He has spent a great deal of time and effort identifying at least close to 300 sunken vessels within this archipelago. And he seems to have made very intense notes in regards to the number of crew that may have perished in these original combats, and a series of alchemy studies and and notes in the idea of preservation of those that would have perished within these fleets of ships. And then there's a series of maps and identification points and a lot of information in regards to where to locate the greater cluster of the ships. And then something about meeting up with someone that goes by the name of Tolbert on the Broken Bank Island in a small village known as the Broken Bank. And in some journal, he writes about retrieving additional information about locating something he refers to as the Fleet of the Dead or the Fleet of the Damned. I'm not really sure what he means here. But I can't help noticing something here, Jen. He does make a reference to the Fleet of the Leviathan.
Does he now, Keth of the Blue Moon?
Yes, we all know I work for the Cobalt Soul. We all know I'm an expositor. Yes.
Oh, no, not everyone knew that. I knew that. He knew that. And now Labash knows that.
Yes, I understand.
And also Gregory over there that's been helping us stack. I don't know why you had to say it out loud.
Gatharn, as you point towards Labash and say that, give me an insight check.
Labash is also a fucking Cobalt Soul or Cobalt Soulist.
Oh, natural a 20 for insight. That would
Let's
be
go.
a 21.
Yeah.
19.
Labash not only doesn't seem shocked, he just looks at you, shrugs his shoulders to say, hey, there's always a little bit of something going on you may not know about.
Ooh. Ooh, what's Labash's secret?
Labash is Cobalt Soul too? Like, that's what Gatarn shouts out. Actually, he looks at him and is like, you two? You were... Let me
Hey,
guess,
that's
you were
Death of the
tagging
Blue
along
Moon.
with Raylene's ship to
That's
see what
Labash
goes
of the
on?
Red Sun. No? Of the Golden
Labash is
Fields?
just staring with his arms crossed at the two of you like you've just finally gone insane. Keth seems just genuinely frustrated and just kind of moves away from the research material and goes back to cataloging one of the other crates.
No, but Keth does make a good point. We know Thorvald is an established necromancer. He looks like he's planning to raise an entire fleet, flotilla.
Wait, wait.
No, he's a
Keth goes-
necromancer.
Keth looks at you, Jen, and goes,
You
what makes
know-
you think that he's a necromancer? Nothing in here is arcane under any stretch of the imagination.
That man
Almost
looked at
everything-
me, and I felt necrosis course through my. I'm already. Look at me.
But Jen,
at
you're
me.
naturally easy to scare most of the time.
I will sink my. We're on the same team. There's no
Are
need
we?
to.
All
Yes,
I know is we
expositor.
are surrounded by alchemy material.
All I
Dictums
know
of
is he cut
reference
off
of
a man's
alchemy.
head, cast the speak with dead on him. Don't talk over me, you. Put your
Jin.
finger down. Put your hand down.
Jin,
You're a gin.
there
You need
is-
some gin. I need some gin. Let's all get some gin.
Jin, there is a large vessel with a copy of Thorvald's body inside of a gelatinous liquid on the Hawk's ship. What about that is necromantic? Nothing.
I mean,
Everything
if you refer
around
back to
us
the
is
old text, Cure
alchemy.
Wounds is technically a necromantic spell. I'm assuming Revivify is
She
too.
seems very frustrated and just goes back to taking notes and cataloging more books.
Just because you're an expositor doesn't mean you know everything.
Well, I know more than you idiot. And she just goes back to writing notes.
That's what an idiot would say, idiot.
Bash is just laughing. You know, I gotta admit, working for this crew is a lot of
I
fun.
know you are, but what am I? I don't make monkeys, I only train them.
Look, maybe my hutch is wrong, my Gatharn, but I
Your
think
hutch?
Yeah, you own
is
a
that not the
hutch.
saying?
Hutch or hunch?
No, in Marquette we call them hutchbacks. So my hutch.
Well, where I'm from, a hutch is where you store your booze.
Get out of
Oh.
here. They can store it in their hutch on the back of their back.
To be fair, where
Are you
I'm
saying
from,
hunch or hutch?
well, where I'm from,
saying
hutch is
close.
usually, you know, it's where you just put. Never mind.
Omni starts walking down the steps right now
No,
at this
it's
point.
called a hutchback.
Shh.
Guys,
He doesn't need to know. He doesn't need to know.
Oh, hey, yeah, keep it good.
Suddenly, a lot of noise. Dead silence as you make your way down in there, Omni.
Yeah, and like I said before, like two squirrels don't make a goose egg.
Of course not. They're not geese.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, like 1 + 1 doesn't always
Kath
have
looks
to
up
be
from Kath looks up from her cataloging and sees that Captain Omni and goes, yes, I'll just take a gander at that.
Mhm. Thank you. Yeah.
Jin,
Yeah.
can you come up top?
Of course, Captain. Whatever you say, you're the boss.
Gatharn, you do you want to? You can come too, but if you want to keep working, and I'll kind of give him like a. If you want to continue to have eyes on what's going on down here, or if you want, you can come up.
Grimhold,
Your
go ahead and
face
give
is making
me
weird
a
twitches,
athletics
Captain.
check,
Are you okay?
please.
Are you about to shift?
I give instruction to Labash and Kath to make sure that we cover up anything that indicates this was Thorvald's. Hide it as best as possible. And if we see any of the repair crew, kill them.
I fall down and break my nose.
What'd you get?
A 1.
A 1.
Natural
DJ,
1.
You watch as Grimholt is sneaking up on the individual, like making a pretty straightforward beeline for this individual. And then he leaps at him and trips over some of the rigging rope and slams into the planking. You watch as the individual gets this look of sheer terror and panic, and begins to turn and run towards the railing of the boat. You're muted. You're still muted.
I know. I run after him.
Okay, you start sprinting across the deck of the ship.
Oh, and I'm
They're
gonna
about to leap over the railing.
I'm gonna, sprint, like double move, special feline agility, going after him. Doubles
Okay,
my
you're gonna
speed.
try to grapple him?
Yeah.
Okay, give me athletics or acrobatics in your case. Either one's fine.
Okay.
Grimholt, you're beginning to pick yourself up off the ground. You watch as DJ sprints across and goes to leap at the guy as he's about to leap off the railing.
How far from me?
About 50 feet.
Oh.
I got you said athletics?
Or acrobatics, your choice.
My athletics is better. That's 23.
23. You grab him mid-chest, and he's unable to get over the edge of the railing. And as you grab him mid-chest, you slam him down into the railing, and you hear ribs and his arm snap as you slam
Well, I didn't mean
into
to do
him.
that. But
And
yeah.
he just yells in pain as he collapses to the ground with you grappling onto him. You watch as Grimholt comes up and starts running towards you. At that point, Omni, Jin, and Gatharn kind of come up out of the hold deck, and all three of you see that DJ has grappled this sketchy individual that Grimholt had reported on.
And I'm pulling rope out of my bag, and I am tying his hands and feet.
And I'll say Grimholt's helping you as he was the closest to you compared to the others.
I look at the captains.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, this should be interesting. This will be fun.
Are
The
we
entire
bringing the
repair
help now?
crew has come to a halt, and Simmons is looking very suspiciously at the five of you. So
Simmons, would you care to join us in the captain's quarters, and you can bring this one?
I'll bring him.
I was just walking slowly up from the steps or whatever. Did you tell the fight? I mean, well done, I guess. Let's bring him in.
Yeah, it's my
Simmons
pleasure
looks
to
a little-
apprehend him.
Give me persuasion on Simmons.
Grimholt,
really quick.
your nose is a little.
Yeah, I know.
He must have got a
Somebody
couple of
pick
good
up
licks
these
in.
fucking ropes from the deck, goddammit. Somebody's gonna kill themselves on this shit.
That's a safety hazard, guys. OSHA's not going to be happy about
No,
this.
persuasion, Omni.
Persuasion, 25.
Very well, sir. It's unusual, but okay. As the six of you, including the person now trussed up in a great deal of pain, all of you make your way into the captain's quarters.
I'll cast Zone of Truth.
On just him, or it's an area of effect?
It's an area, yeah. Yeah, so just in the captain's quarters.
Okay.
On him and Simmons specifically.
Okay. Anybody within 30 feet of you is going to be under the effect.
I
So everybody
can't
in
stand
this-
in that circle. I got all kinds of secrets.
Any of you are free to make wisdom saves, I believe.
Gatharn's
Charisma.
immune.
Or
Is it wisdom?
charisma or wisdom?
It's wisdom.
Let's see.
I think it's wisdom.
Come on, you wiener. It's your spell. You don't know the save?
No, I don't.
I gotta switch to real dice. This is bullshit.
That's a sorcerer spell. That's a sorcerer spell, not a paladin spell. Where do you go?
Gonna get my special micro secret dice.
Ooh, micro.
Although my save was a 10, so I think I failed.
No, I was right. It is a paladin spell. Dang it.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's in Discord.
It is a charisma 17.
Okay.
I willingly fail.
Okay. Gatharn.
I'm immune.
Okay.
Hmm?
DJ?
It's Zone of Truth. I can't lie
Yeah,
anyway.
he only
Yeah.
tells the truth.
Yeah. DJ, what
I
are you doing?
don't have anything to hide, so I'm fine telling the
Okay,
truth.
Grimholt.
Yeah, I failed.
Okay.
Quick, ask Grim everything you want to know.
Okay. Zone of Truth goes out, lasts for about 10 minutes, I believe.
10 minutes. Yeah.
Simmons just stands there awkwardly looking at you and looking at the trussed up individual. So was Hakeem trussed up, sir?
Oh, Hakeem. Is that your name?
Mhm.
No, it's not my name.
Oh.
Simmons
your
just
name?
like steps back, kind of confused.
This man is under your employ, correct, Simmons?
Not exactly. So we take day laborers on the day. Whoever shows up, we give them work and they do the job. I wasn't aware that. I mean, he told me his name was Hakeem.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I kick him. Did you tell him that your name was Hakeem?
Yes.
Who do you work for?
Winkum.
What was in that bottle, the note you wrote and threw into the water? What did the note say?
Count of your crew. Count of your armaments. The pacing of your deck.
And who was it that picked it up?
This is going to bring back some. let me pull up these notes.
Oh
really quick.
no! Oh no! Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Her name is Amath.
A moth?
We know her.
Math?
That was Raylene's first first mate.
Yeah.
No, she got her own ship.
Mm-hmm.
She got her own. Why is a math working for you?
No, I thought he was working for a math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's my contact. It's hard to make sure that I get details on any ship in port.
By who?
By Winkum.
Did a math betray Raylene?
I don't know who Raylene is.
The pirate the ship that's out there with all the bodies hanging from it.
I have no knowledge of that ship.
Okay.
Who is Amath taking this note to?
Winkum.
Oh.
Omni's literally like kicked back, feet on the desk, just watching everybody do all the work, going to town, just like I'm so proud of how this.
I mean, he's working at his bindings, trying to break free. He doesn't like the fact he can't seem to control.
If
what
you
he's
keep working
saying.
at your bindings, and I summon my blade, and it's just a crack of lightning as it appears in my hand.
Give me intimidation with advantage because he is trussed up.
22.
He stops struggling and kind of looks at your blade that's glowing. What are you?
Oh, I have to tell the truth. I'm dead.
Fun.
What do you want? I was just doing what I was told.
Yeah, you were just doing a job that you knew was shady, right? You were willing to, there was some cost benefit analysis when you took this job. I punch him in the face.
What does your boss want with the information of our ship?
His blood is like pouring from his nose. You watch as a tooth falls out of his mouth.
Ew.
I'm just trying to feed my family.
Yeah,
Job
and
was
when
easy.
we're trying to keep our family safe.
I mean,
You see
we
where
are
there's a
paying
little-
you to do repairs on this ship, but I know that times are hard right now. Can't be too distraught or too upset with a person just trying to feed their family now.
Are you talking?
Where's I'm talking just out into the open. Like, I'm not even looking at the situation. Like, I'm turned sideways, feet up, just kind of looking out the window. Where is your family?
Must be nice. Ooh.
They're in the skew.
What's your
Is there a-
address?
Is there an address? What's your social security number? Mother's maiden name? 4-digit pin?
Know who my mother was.
The mascot of your high school?
What is a high school? He
What
seems
is your
very
pet's-
confused
What is
now.
your first pet's name?
Mhm.
What
What's
was
your
the
favorite
first
color?
car you owned?
What's your favorite color?
Blue?
Blue.
Oh,
That's kind of basic. I mean, good
it
for you,
is.
I guess.
Wait, which kind of blue? Like ocean blue or
Grimholt
sky blue?
here is more of like a what was it again, Grimholt?
Yeah,
An
like
ocean
an, you
blue?
know, like an aqua blue, as you call
Like
it,
an aqua
ocean
blue.
blue.
See?
Jin's
He has
is
a very
blood
specific
red.
shade. Blood
So-
red. I love seeing it. That's why I punched you in the face. And I take a
you
little bit of
notice
his
that-
blood.
Yeah, a little bit more blood is coming out of his nose. He's a fast approaching panic because he's really confused by what's going on.
Tell me,
Good.
where did this? What is his name?
Wickham. Wickham?
Wickham. Where did he contact you?
Not Hakeem.
He contacted me in the Opal Archway, an inn and tavern called the Maroon Dragon.
How are you
And-
supposed to report back to him?
I'm not. I'm supposed to be dropping messages to a month on each new arrival of a ship. Your ship arrived within the last 24 hours. I was doing what I was paid to do.
Have you
How
ever
do
met
you-
him personally?
Winkham, yes, I've met him at the Maroon Dragon when he asked me to be in his service. A month will pay me. I don't expect to see him again. Ugh. Kind of.
I think we can all be in agreement that you're going to have to make an appointment with him.
Or a moth. How do you contact a moth?
I just did.
To get your
Drops
payment.
them.
She takes the note to Winkham, receives payment for the note from Winkham, and then she'll make her way to the yardsmith or wherever she finds me. I've never known how to contact her. She always seems to figure out how to find me.
She takes it to the yardsmith.
Medicine
Yeah.
check on him. He's not gonna
no,
die or
she
anything, is
always
he?
seems to find me at the
Oh,
shipyard.
okay. Gotcha.
Medicine check on him. He's not
You
gonna
know-
die, is he?
I mean, he looks incredibly rough.
We could write a note, have him drop it again.
All
Or
right.
we can just have
I'm
the
gonna-
captain take his face.
I don't know why I can't. It won't work. I only drop once. That's it. That way they know they can't be deceived.
Hmm.
Does he have to be dead to do spare the dying? Or unconscious?
Or I can just beat him
I
into
can take
unconsciousness.
care of that for
Do you,
you.
do you ask that
Right.
question out loud?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm like Grimhold and I are like, we can just beat him into unconsciousness if you want to spare.
Yeah,
him.
sure, no
when
problem.
when you guys say that, he passes out. He faints
You might want to start now.
and goes limp.
Spare
Well,
the-
there's the
Guys,
urine.
First off, before
And he shit
oh,
himself.
gosh, damn it!
He just completely wow.
There's a warm
Immediate
puddle of piss forming on the floor.
immediate
So-
evacuation
dying.
of his
That
functions.
went really well. That like really well. You guys did great on that.
I
Simmons,
didn't think that went that well at all. It just
Jason,
we
I do
don't
cast
get
Spare
the
the Dying on
location of
him.
Wickham,
Okay.
and we don't
might
have
But
the
he's
location
not-
of a moth.
be
He
a little
told
bit
us
more selective
location.
as to who you're bringing.
He told
into
us the
your group.
location of Wickham.
Did he?
Does,
He
Yeah.
said
does
he
any
met
of
him at
this,
a bar.
The inn,
Does
the
any of this sound
Opal.
familiar to you, Simmons? Do you
Said
know
the
of any of
marooned
this?
dragon in the Opal Archway. No, sir. This is a complete surprise to me. I'll have to talk to Malkovich about doing a better job of weeding out our clientele.
Or weeding out
I
your
have to be-
employees.
Honest, I'm not really comfortable with having this information.
When he signed on, did he sign on with anyone else?
No one signs on, Gathon. People are desperate, hungry, and they can't find work. They
All right, well
show
then,
up,
friggin', did he have a buddy that was desperate for work with him?
about 100 others, yes.
That
That
was
guy's
right
got a lot
next
of
to him. They
friends.
were buddy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they show up
if
in
I was
crowds.
a dirtbag, I didn't want that much friends.
I mean, the labor's cheap. There's many that show up. We just take who linger the longest.
So who picked this guy?
No one. He just showed up. And that's what we do. We pick the available people that show up.
There, I just caught you again. Who picked this guy?
No one picks anyone, Gathon.
Well,
You just
somebody.
said people show up and you pick the crew. So who picked this guy?
People show up and we put them to work.
So
pick
did
anybody.
he volunteer?
He was in the crowd that offered the day's labor, and therefore he gets his silver. That is it. There's no formality here. Tomorrow will be 100 fresh faces. The next day, 100 more. Those that don't starve to death or wander off into the woods to become bandits. All of you are under the semblance of an idea that there is no chaos or there's order to this. This is insanity right now. I'm lucky enough to have this job because I do it well. I don't ask questions. I find day labor and we get the jobs done that need to be gotten done. That's what we do.
Simmons, do you have family here?
No, my family resides in the Morrow Valley, sir.
So
You
said you're discreet
Well, yes, I used to
and you're
be.
uncomfortable with this information.
Well, yes, I used to be a member of the Scribes Guild here, part of the Parchment Works, until it
an
shut
actual
down.
scribe.
Well, yeah, until it shut down because there's no more work. I knew Malkovich from drinking over at the Old Kiss. He said he was in need of someone to keep a little bit of order of those that he brings in and out to do day labor. He mostly needed someone to keep records and logs of the work that was being done to make sure he was getting paid an appropriate amount of money. He needed someone educated. He turned towards me.
So would you consider yourself an upstanding citizen?
I would consider myself someone who would like to keep to themselves, earn the little bit of coin I can, and essentially stay out of it, sir.
Fair enough. I don't see any reason we need to ask Simmons any more questions. Would you agree that this is best kept in a discreet manner and not be spoken
You watch
about?
as he looks down where Hakeem is kind of fainted and is being kind of, gradually coming back to consciousness. Never seen him before in my life, sir. Good luck. And he turns and leaves the captain's quarters.
That means he
pull
can
him up.
lie.
So what do we want to do with him?
That means he could lie.
I would say, without even an insight check, you get the feeling he was not under the effect of Zone of Truth. Because he just lied that he didn't know who Hakeem was.
Yeah.
And the door shuts behind him as he exits. And you can hear him barking orders, telling everyone to get back to work.
Is this guy still unconscious?
He's gradually... He didn't go unconscious. He just fainted.
Okay.
Because Jen said that you and Grimholt were going to beat him to death.
I think we use him to get.
unconsciousness.
I think we use him to get in front of Weekum.
We don't need to use him specifically. The captain could take many forms.
That's
Take
true.
his form.
We don't need him.
Yeah.
Captain could just take his form.
I use the gloves of spider walking, and I use it to grab a plank, and you see my glove starts to adhere to it. Yeah, we could just take his face.
He faints again. So as he sees that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Should
take
we
his
just
face.
wait?
Let his family starve. Do the legitimate thing.
What do I care about his family?
Well,
He was
I
about to
don't
kill
want
any
his
of them.
family to starve. He could have kids.
They can work. There's a coal mine somewhere.
So when
Dude, you're dark. You get so
When-
fucking dark, bro.
when Omni casts a spell, they become aware of whether or not a creature fails or succeeds. So all of those questions, Omni knew that they had the capability of lying about. After
But
he
I would
faints-
say you don't get the sense he was lying.
right, but they had the capability to.
He had the
Like, they
capability
weren't-
to.
Didn't need to tell the
You
truth.
picked up on the fact
Um,
that you were dealing with a very independent, intelligent person that's trying to survive.
Yeah.
All those vibes were coming through, for sure.
And I actually just rolled a 22 insight check just to get a level of their truthfulness. I'll let the group know that although he didn't succumb to the spell, that they seemed as though they were being honest and they don't want trouble. So, suggestions on what to do with this guy?
On what to do with this guy?
We have a brig.
Kill him.
We could just tie him up down underneath.
Slit his
You do have
throat
a
and make
brig.
him fish food.
Keep him.
I think for now we hold him. That's my vote. I mean,
You
I
don't need
would just
another mouth to
assume.
feed.
I would just assume kill him, but if he has a family, I would be a little guilty.
Kill them too.
Guitar? Oh, you think
Send
we
them
should kill
along
him?
with him.
Bard wandered off to go pee.
It sounds
Yeah,
like that's
I
a
don't-
vote for kill him.
Yeah.
I don't want to kill his family.
I'm not going to kill someone's family.
No.
He doesn't seem
don't even
all
think we
that
should kill
capable
him.
or nefarious. And he
Right.
doesn't seem like that much is worth the
He
trouble.
can count.
He can count, but that's about it.
Yeah.
You don't think
the bigger,
he's part of the responsibility of Raylene's ship?
the bigger concern is a moth being part of the responsibility of Raylene's ship.
Oh, speaking of which, give me a second. I whip out my chalk and I start drawing on the captain's floorboards. I'm gonna scry on a moth.
Okay. What's the
Watch the
save?
puddle. Careful, don't get the chalk
Oh,
wet in the
Don't
puddle.
step in the pee.
Press the digitation that away.
Hey.
Oh, good. It smells better in here now.
But then I soil DJ's pants.
There's a little creepy wetness on her.
Does
fur.
DJ wear pants?
It's just full cat coochie.
I love
I'm
how
gonna,
Elizabeth had to think about that for a moment.
Well, sort of. I'm gonna, call
She's
to
shirt cocking.
Gift, and I'm gonna have Gift pee on Jin. So my cat pees on you.
I don't smell anyway. It doesn't smell like anything to me.
For the first time, there's a clean spot on his leg.
Mhm.
Girl.
So it's a 17. Oh, but I get bonuses because I know her?
Gets
Yes, you do.
bonuses for cat pee.
Yeah.
Trust me, you don't need them.
Okay.
So you guys watch as Jin kind of goes into his scrying.
My eyes just turn completely black and it starts
Yeah.
being black too.
The scry for you, Jin, always works a little bit differently. It's almost as if your form becomes a vapor, this like dark kind of like energy that just
Yeah.
kind of expands out into the world. And this energy kind of floats through Nicodranus, it floats through the dock of the Restless Wharf. And then you find yourself trailing behind a moth. She
Cat
is
pee
heavily
goes with him
cloaked
since
and
it
walking
smells
with
bad.
very severe purpose towards the area that you become aware of as the Opal Archway. You follow her through the lack of crowd. The streets are empty, and you notice that as soon as she's seen, other people slam doors or close windows, and she is making a very intense walk towards a inn with a big sign in the front of it that says the Maroon Dragon. It's basically a purple reddish dragon kind of flying with magical flame shooting out of its snout as the sign is kind of as a beacon. There are some very rough and very obviously thug kind of types hanging out in front, maybe about half a dozen of them. She makes her way in through the doors. One of the thugs kind of holds the door open for her. And as she steps in, there you can see sitting at a table a very large Goliath, about the largest you've ever seen. He's sitting down on a large series of crates with his feet up on the table. He seems to be eating a turkey leg when Amant comes in. And she stands there. I think we have a problem, Winkham. It would seem that maybe one of our individuals was compromised on the recent vessels that had come in. Yeah, what the fuck do I care? Well, it would seem that this crew is a crew that would be familiar to the Ain and to the Revels and to possibly Thorvald. The information written down, and she throws it onto the table. The glass vial is already open. She then throws the piece of parchment that was rolled up in it onto the table. It seems that Captain Omni and his crew are here. Winkham gets up to his full height. Captain Omni's here. What did Thorvald say he was paying for that head? I believe the price is up to 25,000 gold.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Maybe it's time we cash in on that shit. Before you go much further than this, though, if Master Thorvald is to make his arrangements on Darktow and to begin the invasion of Darktow, perhaps this one we leave alone. We take the remaining fleet that we have outside of Vidkay and go join Thorvald. I don't know if this price is worth the trouble. Yeah, but a month. It's a lot of gold, mate. Yeah, I know, but think about all the gold that waits for us at Darktow. Aye. All right, very well. What are your suggestions then? Well, perhaps the better plan is to send a welcoming party to the ship this evening to deal with it and, leave them as a mark. I'm sure that the Zehefe would enjoy another burnt-out ship with a string of rebels hanging from it, and I'm sure no one would care much if it happens that way. You watch as the Goliath stands up. Small Cool Games, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. You watch as the Goliath stands up. He kind of reaches down for his huge war axe, puts it on his back. Fine. Send Trevor and his crew. They'll do a plenty good job of it. You watch as the Goliath looks that way, Amonth looks that way, and there are maybe 6 or 7 very shadowy individuals that you're having a hard time looking in on, Jin. The one, however, that kind of steps out as Trevor looks a lot like Omni when Omni's Omni. There's
Has
no
Omni ever been
features.
Omni's never been shown as Omni. Omni's only appeared as a half-elf and a Triton.
I thought
And
there was one instance where
human.
where you got knocked out, maybe?
I thought there was an instance where they were forced. Maybe I'm wrong, but you watch this person step out of the shadows and they immediately change form like 2 or 3 separate times. And they finally take on the form of Simmons. Shouldn't be that hard. I mean, after all, it's just an ordinary working crew. Right, sir? Both the Amonth and the Goliath kind of smile, and the 7 individuals kind of leave the Maroon Dragon, and then your scry image just kind of times out.
Kick everybody that's been working off. We're getting Raylene and everybody else, and we're get ready to sail. We don't have time. I need you to trust me. I look at the captain in his eyes. The Zone of Truth is still up.
Yeah.
I need
It
you.
hasn't been quite 10 minutes yet.
What's the threat?
Amonth has sold out everybody. She's been an agent of Thorvald this entire time.
Well, that's not good.
No, it's not. And they're sending assassins and assailants here now. We need to move quickly.
Well,
I start looking out the windows.
Give me
Jin starts
perception
making his
check.
way.
what time is it?
It's late afternoon. It's about to become early evening. The repairs
Tell
have been
me
going on
everything
for
that
about
you saw
5
and
hours.
heard.
Come with
5
me.
hours?
It's like, yeah,
The repairs have been going on for about 5 hours.
that's gonna have to be good enough. Katharn, I need your help as well.
17.
Okay.
So as we're walking out and I'm looking at the other pirate ship, I start telling Omni what I saw. And Katharn,
7 of them.
7 of them. We could fight but who knows how much is left at the Maroon Dragon. There's people outside, there's people inside. That's just their first crew.
And yet they don't know that we know. So there is potential to set
We
a trap.
could press this advantage to get a drop, but how
Yeah.
many more? How many waves of enemies can we fight off? I advise caution, but you are the captain.
No, you're right. But we do need to at least get Raylene down prior to leaving.
Yeah, I got it. I grabbed Gatharn, and how far is Raylene's ship from us?
At least about 5 or 6 dock sections over, and it's heavily guarded by Concord soldiers. You could see them in patrols up and down the Restless Wharf onto the docks, wherever
You know
the
what
two
would have been
burnout
useful,
ships are.
Captain? If when Medi left, she left us that ring of invisibility.
Yeah, that would have been great. We asked for it. She gave us a nice one of those and ran off. So
Did it have the ring on it?
yeah.
Who else was strung
And it's
up?
funny. It's funny. It's really funny because Omni bought it. So,
Yeah.
that was just a...
Who else was strung up
Party, yeah.
alongside Raylene? That we knew personally?
Everybody on her crew, with the exception of Amant. And Labash would have been up there, but he took refuge.
Do we
on
care
your
about
crew
anybody
back in
else, or do we
Revels.
just rescue Raylene's corpse?
Raylene has always been kind of the focus for Omni for the most part.
What's weird? You said a moth was on there when you were telling us the crew
She was
somebody
on there.
That wasn't a
Oh.
moth.
The one that went.
They're
It's a
employing
drow
changelings
bitch.
like you, or other people who can shapeshift. Because Trevor was a changeling.
And they turned into
Trevor.
Simmons.
Damn,
All right.
Trevor.
I pull out my blade. I'm like, tell me something that you only know about me.
You're a dick.
Not only you.
Wait.
Okay.
Who
No,
are you
he
talking
took
to?
that answer. He took that answer.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you.
An immediate look of paranoia is on Jin's face.
Why are you hesitating?
Because
Huh?
I'm trying to think of something that you've said in the past that nobody else would know about. You claim that I turn into a woman in a red dress in my sleep.
Oh, okay, that's fair. I'll cast darkness on myself, and I grab Gatharn, and then I'm gonna dimension door towards Raylene's ship. So 500 feet, and I'll see where it gets me.
In the water.
I'll tell the crew that we need to start prepping, and I'll inform Simmons of there have been a change of plans. There's some treachery that's been involved, and this ship is no longer safe in port. So we have to leave as quickly as possible. Wrap everything up. We'll potentially be back to continue business, but the 1,000 gold that I gave your boss should cover what was done today.
Simmons looks at you kind of strangely, but after what he experienced with the rest of you inside the captain's quarters, he's kind of accepts your assurance.
The guy, and I'm gonna pass him off to him because we don't need to keep him. He was just a
Pawn.
lackey, right? Yeah, pawn.
Do what you will. He does
Simmons
have a
has
family.
a couple of the more rougher looking types kind of take the so-called Hakim from your possession, and gradually a very disparaged, kind of upset looking work crew. Although they know they're going to get paid for the day's work, it would have been better to get paid for 2 days' work. And they kind of gradually shuffle off of the ship with all their equipment and gear that they brought with them. Takes a few minutes for that to happen. Jin, as you cast Dimension Door, give me a athletics check really quick, please.
Mother.
Gatharn, do you
Little
fight?
undead arms. 7.
7. As you bamf back into existence, right at the very edge of where you could possibly grab onto Raylene's burnt out section of her ship, you grab, the lumber snaps underneath your weight and right into the water. And that's where we're going to finish today.
Ah, motherfucker.
And when we come back next Sunday, we will try our best to see if you guys can recover Raylene's body. And then once again, flee in another city.
I still need to get to the courier to get something shipped off to my parents.
It's not going to happen, buddy.
I don't know what to tell you. Jin has one of his visions, and then suddenly you guys are running like little cowards. I don't know what to tell you.
Uh-oh, did I ruin the DM's plans? That's what got me kicked out of the last game.
I love it. But, you know, I don't hang out with Karens and Kevins, so you're good, Jen. All right, everybody.
Don't
Thanks
shake
for
your
coming
head,
and hanging
Callista.
out with us. I really do appreciate it. We'll be back here Monday for Pike's Promise. Then Tuesday, Titans Revival and Denizens and Their Masters. Thursday, Star Wars: A Lost Tale. And then you can catch us on Saturdays over at D&D Club with Gray and Lands. And then once again, Sundays for Debtors Gambit. So that's all of our abouts are down below. Come hang out in our Discord. Our giveaway this month is piracy theme or pirate theme. We got a lot of fun things to give away to all of our dice goblins and everybody that likes anything pirate or anything game related.
Treasure chest and a pirate shirt.
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff.
And
pretty
coins,
cool stuff.
treasure.
But we will be back here next Sunday. Thanks for coming and hanging out. And we'll see y'all later.
Play a game.
Oh, yeah. Before
Thank
you go,
Melissa.
be safe, be kind, and don't forget to play a game.
Play a
It's good for
game.
your mental health.
Play them game.
We'll work on the doing it together.
Doing it at the same time.
How
Yeah.
dare you?
Not
How
gonna
dare you-
happen.
How dare you make me work on anything?
Countdown to the end of a stream. That's new.
I think he pushed the wrong button.
Maybe. Now I'm just like, what's gonna
Now he's
happen after the
muted.
countdown?
I can hear him talking in his room, but he's muted.